Hello everybody, good evening, welcome to the United Stand. Manchester United's trip to Wolves in the Premier League, a must-win game. Surely Manchester United can win this game against Wolves, who have no bite. They're in a muzzle all season, and nobody should be letting the dogs out. Who? It should be a straightforward win, but how many times have we seen that? Who could seriously come into this live chat and say this is an easy 3 points for Man United? Because that world doesn't actually exist, does it? So let me know your thoughts ahead of the game tonight. It has to be a win. Whether you're in a relegation battle or a mid-table battle, you've got to beat Wolves, who've got 2 points from 14 and have only scored 7 goals. It has to be. And you know what? If we get it, I'm sure a lot of people will overrate it. But at the end of the day, a win is all we're looking at tonight. Surely that is realistic for us to accept that Manchester United should be winning against Wolves tonight. So team news is out. We'll put that up on the screen for you straight away. We are playing in the black kit, which apparently is a bit of a jinx for Manchester United. I haven't got it on my screen at the moment, so let me try and figure that one out because it should be coming up on the screen. So we'll just reset it. Now, last week it worked absolutely fine. So let's get this team up on the screen for you. Suffice to say, there's not a lot of shock in it. It's very much the sort of side that we maybe would have expected. We've had the FA Cup draw as well. I'll talk about that farce again in a moment. Surprise, surprise, Man United get a Premier League team. It's really funny, isn't it, how Manchester City get Exeter at home and Man United get Brighton. You know, the year that the FA Cup goes to BT, so it goes behind a paywall. It's incredible that the most watched club in England gets a big tie in the third round. I mean, it's amazing. You know, I just can't believe the coincidence that, you know, you need people to pay for BT because you've got FA Cup now and Man United pull out a Premier League side. I can't believe it. It's just so surprising that Man United have pulled out a Premier League side. I just can't believe it. You know, of all the clubs we could have pulled out from non-league, League 2, League 1, Championship, and we pulled a Premier League side out. It's amazing. Amazing. I can't believe it. And fair play to Man City for getting Exeter at home as well, you know. Anyway, the game is the game. Manchester United are playing against Brighton in the FA Cup. And, you know, we're not going to get any easy games this season, apart from tonight, hopefully. So there's the team on the screen. Let me talk to you about it. So Manchester United... Look, honestly, I look at the side and I go, what did you expect? I mean, do you want me to sing and shout and be really happy, or do you want me to scream and rant and be really unhappy? I mean, what were we expecting? Dalot was always going to start for the long throw. He was always going to play Casemiro and Bruno because he's going to die on that hill, isn't he? And Mbeumo and Cunha are the right picks. Ahmad at right wing back is the right pick. I mean, I'd like to have seen Martinez starting. I'm starting to feel like, you know, he's been back fit for a while now and we still can't start him. So Luke Shaw starts. Heaven, Mazraoui. I like Heaven. That is a positive for me. Heaven getting more minutes is a positive. I thought Mazraoui played well last game. De Ligt's obviously not fit. Maguire's not fit. We don't have a centre-back on the bench apart from Martinez. And then Mason Mount comes in, who, look, Mason Mount's been a decent player for us this season, but I do feel that a lot of people coming in from the Countdown to Kickoff show saying no excuses, absolutely. But I do feel that Xerxes unfortunate. I mean, people, you know, there's no point talking about Mainu, is there? There's just no point in talking about Mainu. But I do feel Xerxes very unfortunate because I don't really know what Xerxes done wrong. I mean, in a way, he kept Amorim relevant with the goal against Palace. Played against West Ham with very little service, and then he's out of the team against Wolves. So I think it's just a sign of what's going on. You look at the bench and you can simply, whether you like it or not, you look at the bench. He doesn't rate Dorgu. He doesn't rate Mainu. He doesn't rate Yoro. He doesn't rate Xerxes. So that's why they're on the bench. And that's why Mount, Dalot, Bruno, Casemiro, Luke Shaw start, because he rates those players and he doesn't rate Mainu, Yoro, Xerxes or Dorgu. And, you know, at least he's consistent. But whatever team he picks tonight, I personally think he's picking all his big players so that when he wins, he can go, look, Because if he picked Man Utd tonight, we still would have won. And then everyone would go, oh, look at that, look at that. So, of course, he's going to pick the players he likes against the easiest team in the league so that when we win, he can go, well, look, my players did it. So I'm not surprised by that at all. I'm not surprised. I think this is, these are all his favourites in that team. Is it a future vision of Man United? To a certain extent. I look at that team. Ahmad's the future. Hopefully Cunha and Mbeumo are the future. I don't think Mason Mount's going to be the future, to be honest. I don't think Bruno and Casemiro are. Hopefully Heaven is. I don't think Luke Shaw is. I hope Delo isn't. And I'd like to say Mazraoui is and Lemens. So, 5 or 6 of those players could be part of the future, but, Blaze says it's a back 5 against Wolves. Well, I think that's where I was going to go next, mate. I think that's a very, very, very good observation, to be honest with you. Why? What, would you like to see a little bit more attacking down that left-hand side? And maybe we will. Maybe we will. But look, before we get into everything, don't forget tonight we are sponsored by Manscaped. We've got a fantastic offer for you. Global leader in men's lifestyle and grooming. Winter is here. Wherever you are and whatever the weather, there's no better time to upgrade your routine. And with Christmas incoming, whether you're shopping for your partner, your brother or yourself, Manscaped's Performance Package 5.0 Ultra is the ultimate all-in-one kit for staying fresh all season long. From trimming to tidying up, it keeps you clean, confident and ready for whatever winter brings. Stay cool, stay smooth, and trust me, your balls and everyone else will thank you. Everyone else, we don't want to walk around with them out. Somebody wants to see your balls and you're happy with them to see your balls might be happy. I don't think everyone else, that line probably needs to drop out. Don't be getting your balls out for everyone else to look at unless it's consensual. But trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. Certainly, that's the line. And precision engineering for your family jewels. That's what Manscaped is. Trusted by over 13 million men worldwide. Manscaped can be yours for, wait for it, if you're watching before December the 16th, which you are, hit the link or scan the QR code, link in the description. You get 20% off while it's still live with the code TUS15. So 20% off with the code TUS15. Don't be put off by the 15 because it's normally 15% and it will be 15% after December the 16th. But until the December the 16th, it's 20% off with the code TUS15. Links in the description. Scan the QR code. Trim the grass to make the yard look bigger. Get yourself some manscaping for Christmas. Thank you very much to Manscaped. Right. Faz with a super chat. No, I can't say that. Faz lol. Thank you. Mark, I'm fed up. 5 managers, same issues. Until we clear out the below, nothing changes. Delo, Maguire, Shaw, Mount, Bruno, Casemiro, Agate must go. Thank you very much, pal. Onut says, anything else besides a win today? I think we should have a conversation about Amrim's future at this club. Still, Amrim in, go Man United. Look, as I say, who knows where a Man United watch-along is going to take us. I don't know what you're thinking. Let me know what you're thinking. Obviously, there's a conversation if this goes tits up. It shouldn't, though. I think if this was a percentage, Man United should win this game 90%. 90% we win this game. 7% we draw the game. 3% we lose the game. That's how, that's not me predicting we're going to win. I'm not going down that road. But 90% we should win this game. If you put it into a computer, AI says 90% Man United should win this game. So that's what we're up against. So if we don't win the game, there maybe does need to be a conversation. But just to give you some context, I was speaking to, I was at training with Seb tonight, and one of the dads is a Wolves fan. And he was like, we've got no pace on the break. Absolutely no pace on the break. We can't score goals. We're missing one of our best players in João Gomez. There's a 15-minute, protest outside the game, before the game. So if you're thinking Wolves are going to turn up and, create an atmosphere and everything like that, that's not going to happen. I think the more interesting thing is that what Wolves fans are doing to try and make change at their football club and what we do to try and make change at our football club, which is absolutely nothing. Unfortunately, this team selection hit the nail on the coffin for me. No response from this coach and no responsibility for his mistakes, says Dewald. Well, I did sort of want to have a quick look at that. Let me go Man United versus West Ham. So let's have a look at the starting lineup for Man United against West Ham. Here it was. So 1-1, Lemens in goal, Delo, Heaven, Shaw, Ahmad, Mazraoui. So it's the same back 5. Casemiro, Bruno, same midfield. Mbeumo, Cunha, same front two. He's made one change from the West Ham game. One change from the West Ham game. And if you go back to Everton, how many of these players played in the Everton game? Lemens, Yoro, De Ligt aren't here. Shaw, Mazraoui, Dorgu's not here. Bruno, Casemiro, Mbeumo, Ahmad. So he has made 4 changes from the Everton game, but from the West Ham game, it's one change. I don't know. I don't know. Right-footed players on the left and left foot on the right results in no creativity as they all have to cut inside, says Peter. I mean, I don't know what the plan is today, really, because it's not like we're going to be able to put crosses into the box with Mount, Mbeumo and Cunha. So I presume we're looking for intricate little football, which changes the way that Casemiro... Look, it's going to be quite interesting because when I look at that United side, I don't see a focal point to hit a long ball to. So I sort of look at it and say, surely we're going to play a little bit more intricate. Mount, Cunha, Mbeumo, ball into feet. But Bruno and Casemiro haven't been doing that. So maybe we're going to change the way we play. Also, what's the point in chucking long throw-ins into the box? We've got 0 height in that team. 0 height in that team. I mean, Casemiro is probably the only good header of the ball that we've got. Heaven, maybe. So... yeah, I'm intrigued to see how we're going to approach this game. I don't think it really matters how we approach it because we should win it anyway. BD says, God forbid we lose. Do you think the club sack Amrim? Also looking forward to enjoying the evening with you. Well, welcome this evening. Thank you, everybody. There's hardly any Wolves fans in the ground, by the way. It's virtually an empty stadium, so COVID days are back. We normally do well in those. As I said, I don't know. Hopefully many of you do tune in and watch our morning show at 10 o'clock and our evening show at 8 o'clock. If you don't, as mentioned last night and this morning, if Man United did lose this game, which is a very big if, there are no plans to sack Amrim anyway. So whether he should be or not, different matter, but there are no plans for that. Ruben Amrim must be fired for counter-attack tactics tonight, says Thementa. I'm not Amrim out, I just don't care anymore, says Jacob. What do you think about the Premier League banning the knee slide celebration? I thought it was a joke, Judge. I saw it and laughed because I thought it was a joke. I saw another joke this morning that Cole Palmer came up with the cold celebration because his mum, the former EastEnder actress Patsy Palmer, was really, really quite strict about putting the heating on. So him and his sister spent a lot of their upbringing going like this, I'm cold. And I had to laugh because it's a load of bollocks. His mum isn't the ex-EastEnders actress. So I thought the knee slide thing was just another joke. So yeah, I don't. If that's true, it's incredible, but I doubt it is. I'm at the hope. God, Fraser says I'm at the I hope we lose stage. I need a reset. Wow. Well, at least you're honest. At least he's honest. I mean, I find that totally unrelatable, but at least he's honest. He's saying, you know, Fraser's saying I want to lose to get rid of the manager. Peter says, right foot, I've done that one. What I really want is Barada and Wilcox out of my club, a pair of clueless prats that are ruining the club I love, says Andre. I'm not far behind you. I'm not far behind you on that one. Melik says he started Xerxes twice in 5 days. He's still an injury-prone player and is just rotating him. Amrim can't risk losing him again. So why is Luke Shaw starting 3 games in 7 days then? That's my answer to that. So suddenly Luke Shaw in a World Cup year can play 3 games in a week. In a non-World Cup year, he can't play 3 games in 6 months. So, you know, that's where I'm confused. Mark, why do you think he plays Bruno at centre midfield? Sure, he sees what we see week in, week out, says Muntasser. Because he's stubborn, mate. He's absolutely stubborn. He knows as well as I do that if he puts Mainu in that team tonight and Mainu plays well because it's Wolves, he's going to get a load of shit. So what would you rather do? Put a player in that everyone's telling you to play and he plays well and you look an idiot? Or put Bruno in there and hope he stat pads and you can go like that to everybody. It's just stubbornness. We all know stubborn people. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, that was dear world. We've done that. Peter, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for getting your badge in. Really appreciate you. You can do that by clicking the Members Club and joining. Thank you very much. Inquisition says he likes Mount, so he'll give him playing time where he can, but it's Mount, so Xerxes will have good minutes. Yeah, I think we will see Xerxes coming on. You're right. The board is just delaying the inevitable, says Efi. Regardless, he'll be sacked. I don't see him succeeding. Peter, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for getting your badge in. Absolute legend. Cola Cherry. Oh, I haven't had cherry Coca-Cola in ages. I love cherry Coca-Cola. He says, it's my birthday today. Can I get a shout out from you and a win from Man United, please? I can give you a shout out. Happy birthday. And I tell you what, I'm going to predict. No, I won't. Let's hope we get a win for everybody. And welcome to Members Club, pal. Thanks for getting your badge in. Victoria's in the house. Yoro dropped for heaven. Casemiro and Bruno as per usual with his sidekick Delo. This Amram guy is everything Man United is not. Regardless of the result, I will never back him, Mark. Killing our youth for has-beens. Victoria's becoming a bit of a legend of the chat. To be honest with you, because they were very, very negative in the summer and we had a few fallings out. But I'm not that guy that doesn't forget. And to be honest with you, you did say it in the summer. And it was ridiculously negative at the time, but ultimately you've been proven right. There you go. I wish you weren't. Daniel, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you so much. Playing the same old players over and over again and expecting a different result is, says the Ropers, well, insanity. And Coach Q, a lot of you giving your thoughts on the team and tonight. Look, I just hope when it gets to the match reaction show and we're doing the player ratings, if we win this game 4 or 5-0, and I'll wake up, I don't want to hear stuff like Amrin Ball, we're back, we're cooking, we're going to get top 4, because we really are playing one of the shittest teams the Premier League has ever had. Like, they really are shite. So, look, I want the win, and then we move on. I don't want the win and then all the fucking I told you so bollocks, because they really are shit. So, look, and it's not in the bag yet. Data Dave telling Amram he still can't play Martinez, says Evan Whelan. MPB says, just seen the team. What on earth? Did he pull the names out of a hat? And playing the same players over and over again. I've done that one from the rope. How can our owners watch how other clubs are run and think this is sustainable? They must know fans are going to go to generation to generation. You know what? I saw something from Andy Mitten today, the journalist, and he was basically saying Manchester United know what they want to do. January might be unlikely, but you never know. But they want 2 midfielders, a wide player and a centre-back. And over the next 2 to 3 transfer windows, they will get those deals done. And I thought, what the fuck? How is that acceptable? Why are we allowing this? These are not players that you get over the next 2 to 3 windows. These are absolutely essential. These are signings that are costing us points. You can't go over the next 2 to 3 transfer windows. We're going to get the players that we need today. But they're comfortable putting that out there. This is why I don't think they'll sack Amram no matter what. And this is why they're grinding this club into the ground, because they're literally just sitting there going, well, this is the way it's going to be. And the fans can put up with it. We are going to take 2 years to buy players that we need today. We are going to back Amram for 2 years. And we're going to, hope that it works out. And I'm like, that's, you look at what Todd Bowley did at Chelsea. Money, 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 money. Like that. We're a football club. We're a bloody football club. And this is why they never should have been allowed to get into bed with the Glazers, because their plan is just so shit. Evening, Mark. This is another lacklustre lineup, says Delusion. Rui, welcome to the Members Club. Iriola in, says Kieran. Could you wish happy 30th birthday to Ryan? Happy birthday to Ryan. Happy 30th birthday to Ryan. That's from Let's See. When we score, we need to go for a second and not drop the head, says Peter. Oh, yeah. I mean, look. In this game tonight, I'd love to be there. Half an hour to go, 3-0 up. Mainu, Lacey, bit of positivity. But you're right. We've got to manage the game in a way where, we don't score and then sit back. I don't want to see that. If would be our luck today if Wolves win, and with no Delit and no striker, they have a great chance, says Glenn. Immigrant Man says, Marcus Goldbridge, that's good because the knee slide might put Mason Mount in hospital for 2 years. Darren Taylor says, Mark Goldbridge for Jungle 2026. Well done to Angry Ginge for winning that, by the way. I mean, I've never watched I'm a Celebrity. I think I've watched it 2 or 3 times in my life, and one of them was paid. I was paid to watch it, so I don't really know what's gone on. I will never, ever, ever do it. Never do it. Never. Absolutely not. I'd basically cancel myself on something like that. I can't stand being in a room with a bunch of idiots. And I think most of those lot probably are. There is no quality to make changes. No striker, no midfield, and cannot play 2 or 3 centre-backs as young players. At least we don't have Salah, says Dool. Sparsh says, Man United finally stick with the manager, but it seems they picked the wrong one. Amrim had the chance to build a vision with Lemens, Yoro, Delit, Mazraoui, Dorgu, Mainu, Agate, Ahmad, Cunha, Mbermo, Sesko. Experience off the bench. Bew says, my theory on Mainu, the relationship with the manager is strained due to the contract saga. He didn't get the wage and his levels dropped. Mainu moved agencies in October 2024. That's when his performance levels dropped. What's your thoughts on that? I mean, it's a theory, but you would think if you move agency and you're looking for a new contract, you would play better, not worse, because you're not really strengthening your hand. Lee says, if we see 5 defenders standing in a line at any point tonight, we riot. God forbid we lose. Do you think the club could sack Amorim? We've done that one as well. Thank you very much. Why is Martinez not playing? Really disappointing. I can see a grind out 1-0 result. Not a good lineup from the manager, says GD7. Look, I think Xerxes is very unlucky not to be playing, but I do take on board that he has been involved in the last 2 games, but then you're picking Luke Shaw for 3 games in a row. I was absolutely certain that Martinez was going to start this game because Luke Shaw started the last 2. He's made of bloody breadsticks, and I thought, giving Martinez at 45 minutes is just so bloody logical. But maybe they're going to do it the other way around. Maybe. Mark, it's my birthday on Sunday. It's my 21st. I hope we win. Come on. Happy birthday for Sunday, Peter. Who replaces Amrim in your opinion? Says Ray. I don't think he's going to get replaced, mate. I really don't. 8 minutes to kick off. Please keep an eye on Bruno and see how many times he's on the edge of the opponent's box. He's essentially playing as a cam. I don't think playing out of position can be an excuse for him, says Shahin. Why would he play Heaven as the only centre-back, says Jake? Because he's got it in for Yoro at the moment, hasn't he? I mean, let's be very clear. He's got a problem with Yoro at the moment, and I don't really get it. Mason as a striker is genius if it works, says Kazoom. Amrim has only won the second half once in the Premier League, says Steve Woodley. GD7's disappointed about Martinez. Mark, my birthday, I've done that one. Will you cry if we lose? I will, says Cam. Immigrant Man says, if we win, we're definitely winning the league. Also, can I get some birthday kisses? What about FFP, says Doco. Oh, don't do that. I want my court. Thank you very much for your super chat. Good evening, Mark. Hoping for a win tonight. Feels a bit like we're a little league team that got thrown into the Prem, says Not Loopsy. Wilcox and co. Watch Ruben Amrim's training. If they see firsthand the tactics he's training and see players fail to execute in games, you'd think they'd still sack him. Yeah, but it reflects badly on them. I think what you've got at United is underperformance, but they appointed him. So you sometimes get this in business where you make a decision on somebody, they fail, but they keep them in place so that they don't look bad themselves. No long throws or Bruno Hail Marys tonight, please, says Fairway 5. I think you might be wishing for too much. Even if we win this one, I don't trust Amrim, says John. And I miss Mainu and Ganacho, Ten Hag, FA Cup vibes, says Ahmed. Josh says, if Sir Alex would have started his career today, we never would have won all the trophies we have because our impatient fans these are. Let him build, says Josh. And Josh, with a name like that, I don't know any, I know no Joshers who are in their late 30s or 40s. So personally think, Josh, you're probably in your 20s, which means you were firmly up your mum's chuff when Sir Alex Ferguson was doing what he did. Because comparing Ruben Amrim to Sir Alex Ferguson and saying Sir Alex Ferguson wouldn't have survived today is completely irrelevant. Because Sir Alex Ferguson was a manager in the mid-80s, not the mid-20s, 2025. So there is no comparison. And morons try and compare to the mid-80s to now. It's a completely different world. And comparing Sir Alex and saying, well, we were patient with Sir Alex, so we've got to be patient with Amrim. Mate, that's the sort of stupid stuff I'd expect Sir Jim to come out with. It's a nonsense. You can't do that. What if you can compare Amrim to Sir Alex? Why can't we compare Amrim to Moyes? And look how that went. Why is it always the best apple in the basket that people compare a failure to? Why can't we compare him to Moyes or Van Gaal? This is a dangerous game for Amrim. A win is expected, but a loss is going to cause a shitstorm. I think we're going to be all right, Andre. I think we're going to be all right. I mean, look, let's just remind ourselves about Wolves. 2 points from 14. No wins. 7 goals scored in 14, which means they're scoring half a goal a game. Crap football. The fans have given up on them. The players have given up. One thing I would say about Wolves is They do have a new manager, but, you know, he's not won a game either. Cian says, if Shaw does not get picked for England by 2026, he'll start picking up knocks. We need a vision, play what we can, not be survival. Fans will back that then. Oh, I completely agree. Would you be shocked if we drop points, Mark? The standards are on the floor, says Mike. Mate, I'd be stunned. Nigel says, if results this season keep going wrong, I wonder how long before the Glazers take Ineos out of controlling the football side. How are you doing? Says KY. I don't normally get asked that. Very well, mate. Very well. Good day today. Good day. I mean, surprisingly good day for a Monday. Especially when I had 3 San Miguel's and a glass of wine yesterday. I felt all right. Vull says, I put the bet on Arne Slot to be the next Man United manager. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Players are coming out, lots of empty seats because we know that they're protesting. Lemen's wearing pink today, loss incoming. Time to sack Ruben, says Evan. Why on earth is Maddison in the studio? Absolute mockery. Imagine Bruno stood in there talking about Thomas Frank's tactics. Outrageous, says JW. I mean, they may as well get Angry Ginge on when he gets back from the bloody jungle. I mean, Maddison's just a bloody Poundland Bruno influencer. I like this Man United kit, but apparently we've got a crap record in it. Typical Sky Sports not acknowledging the Wolves protests outside and inside the stadium, says Matthew. Yeah, shout out to Matthew. He's always in the United stand, but he's a proud Wolves fan. I don't know whether he's proud of Wolves and the way they're run, but remember, you support your team. I don't like the Glazers. I don't like Ineos. I don't like a lot of the players, but I'm proud of Man United and why I support them. Las Vegas, Wolverhampton for the win, says Gerard. And why in heaven's name is Maddison on Monday Night Football, says Tom. I'm Josh and I'm 32, so there, you've met one, says JMR. I said late 30s into the 40s, so you're early 30s. I said the same on the Countdown show. It's going to be a similar situation with Yoro like it is with Kobe. Now, Kobe, I'm tired of his stubbornness, says Munter. Mate, I saw the Yoro fall off weeks ago with Amorim. You know when it wasn't Yoro's fault, the Foden goal, the first Man City goal. You know when that wasn't his fault? And Bruno tried to blame it on Yoro, even though visual evidence show it wasn't Yoro's fault, it was Bruno's. I knew from that moment when he dropped Yoro the next game, that was it. And I thought, you know what? Yoro didn't do anything wrong. It was Bruno, and he's dropped Yoro the next game for that. And I thought, that just shows you where his loyalties lie. You know, young players get thrown under the bus and senior players get backed. If it's anything but a win, Amorim has to go, says Peter. I just don't understand FFP, says Doc. Now's not the time. Hoping my fiancée Lisa is a good luck charm tonight. Merry Christmas, mate, says Ray. What's she doing? I've got visions of Lisa, like, doing something. Hopefully not to you. I'll distract you. But anyway, let's hope Ray's fiancée Lisa is a good luck charm tonight, whatever she's doing. I told my mate I'd give him a handy. Oh, no, PX, no. No. All sides seem to be inconsistent this season. United seem to play with fear, not confidence. Is it psychological for the coach and the players, says David. And if they keep Amorim for the next 2 to 3 years, this board will be doing what I want, which is weird because I'm sick of it all and I don't like the board, says Inquisition. Look, what I will say is I do think that we do need to keep a manager at Man United and stop sacking them. The question is, have we already sacked the manager we should have kept? And is this a manager we do need to sack? Think that through. I believe we do need to keep a manager, but have we already sacked the manager we should have kept? And is this a manager we need to sack? And that's the question we're going to ask, because I think we will keep this manager for the long term. It's just whether he's going to be like one. George says, the biggest issue for me is that... is the gap in the midfield, transitions back and forward. There's always acres of space for the midfield and no fluidity, says George. Well, we're about to start here. Let's see how it goes. I mean, it should be a win for Man United, and we're up and running. Do you think we'll be a cup team again this season, says Shah? Well, our only cup we can win is the FA Cup, and we've got Brighton at home. So Brian says, Ineos and the board show their capabilities. Small team owners and small team management strategy is what a newly promoted team would do. They can't cope. Thank you very much to you. Out of 8 subs, 5 are defenders. January is needed, says Paul. Wolves on the attack already. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Oh, God. They're flying in with tackles here, Wolves. Good play in Burmo. Come on, this is where you need to use the space. And looks like there's going to be a bit of space here. I've already told you I would have kept Ten Hag as much as a disaster it ended with, says the Inquisition 7. No matter our state, never get fans wanting a loss, says William. Could it be Sir Jim's too greedy to sack Amrim, says Ugar. Man United should try and sign Vega, says Rashi. Lose today, looks like it's time for a career in kindergarten fitness, says Rohit. And the mighty 1-inch wonder is back in the chat. So at the end of the day, Mark, we're going to win. Champers. Welcome back, 1-inch wonder. Martha Goldbridge, you and I both know that we all want to see a new manager. Sending love from bedroom. Okay, that's Immigrant Man. United on the attack here. Bruno, terrible ball. It was a Delo looking to get goals again. I think Delo might have copied the Bruno thing. Get assists to cover up crap performances. Delo, score goals to cover up shit performances. I mean, how bad are Wolves, though? Bloody hell. It's like they need a bloody Benny Hill soundtrack trying to play out from the back. Agate's off to Galatasaray reports, hopefully, says Rory. And Bailey says, what was Amrim's biggest downfall? I remember how positive we were all about him. Personally, it's his stubbornness, Delo, Casemiro and Bruno in the midfield, says Bailey. I think in relation to Amrim, the excitement we had a year ago was the style of play, something new that we've never done before, and the anticipation that we're going to have to buy a lot of players. And we haven't done it. We haven't done it, have we? Oh, we've not got the scoreboard on here. Thank you very much. Producer's going to get sacked. Not my job. Not my job. Probably paying 2 producers at the moment for that. Sacked before Christmas. Mate, I don't give a toss. Send Tiny Tim round to plead your case. Scoreboard's back. Good afternoon, Mark. It's my 65th birthday. Go Man United, says Michael. Happy birthday to you, pal. Hope you have a great day. Why on earth is Maddison? We've done that one from JW as well. Cunha's getting booed, says GGMU. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. He kept them up last season. It's like well, it is Panto season though, isn't it? Why are Wolves looking okay? I'm insane for thinking we'll still end up winning the league, says BD. Mate, you need to go to the doctors, yeah. One thing that's quite good about this game is that Wolves are not playing a low block. So that might actually play into our hands a little bit. Here's Mason Mount to Delo. Into Cunha. Into Mazraoui. Ahmad was looking for a cross, but it goes into Cunha. Not lots of space to get the ball on it. Get on the ball here. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. 30,000 of you. Please do share the video and smash a like. Thank you. And I think we've got a jammy early corner here. So look, set piece FC. Here we go. Bruno's getting excited. Delo's going, this is it. This is our moment, Bruno. When is manager mode making a comeback, says Volant? I think if you're talking about FC 26, probably next week. Mario's gifted 5 memberships. Absolute legend, Mario. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Make sure you give a W if you've done that. Right, let's see what happens from this corner. We've actually got 46% of our goals from set pieces this season, which is incredible. Let's see what happens. Bruno with the cross. Right on the keeper. He punches it away. I mean, somebody should have been putting a bit of pressure on the keeper there. Just as an aside, we're 300 subscribers away from 220,000 tonight. So please do subscribe. Get involved with the United Stand. We're live every night at 10, every morning at 10, every night at 8, 2 o'clock shows as well. And obviously match day, loads for you to get involved in. Watch along, max reaction, player ratings, fan forum afterwards as well. United Stand's the place to be. Get involved. Thank you, everybody. Please do subscribe. Right, 5 minutes gone. Look. I watched Wolves play against Forest on Thursday night on Multiview. All the games, sorry, Wednesday night, I had Multiview on. So I was sort of keeping an eye on the Wolves Forest game with some thought on us playing them, and what basically happened is Forest sort of wore them down a couple of times. One goal was disallowed, and then they scored a very similar goal. So I think, look, it'd be great to go and win 4 or 5-0, wouldn't it? That would be a bit of a confidence boost. But ultimately, Wolves don't score goals, and it's a 90-minute game. So we just got to be a bit patient, I think, as well. Can you say the real and only Portugal were... Sorry, John says, can you say the real and only Portugal was Ronaldo? I don't know what that means, John. What will you be cooking this Thursday for us, as Ben? I don't know whether that's happening at the moment, Ben, so I wouldn't... Nearly. Cunha trying to play Ahmad in. Terrible pass there. Sorry, Cunha was trying to play Mbermo in. Ahmad's just won the ball back. Can totally see another Watford today, says Jim. I don't. I think Wolves already... I haven't watched a lot of Wolves this season, but tell me your thoughts. I think already in the first 6 minutes, I can just see how bad Wolves are. Like, they're just a bad side, Is American ownership the cause of these American football-looking set pieces, says who to blame? When will people realise that Bruno's the problem, says Miko. He's not a great standard at situations, terrible in defence and loses the ball all the time. Don't jinx it. I'm not jinxing anything. I'm just saying I don't think Wolves are a good side. That's not being a jinx. Then they've got 2 points. They've scored 7 goals in 14. And we're in. Delo should score. Good save. I don't know whether he was offside there. If he's not offside, you've got to say, why are Wolves playing a high line? I wouldn't say Delo's got to score that. Oh, he's miles on. Miles onside. What a chance for Delo. I thought he was going to be offside. Good. Is it a good save or is it a bad miss? It's a very quick... look, you can slag Bruno off all you like, but there's no doubt from a set piece, he's a good player. Good save again. I tell you what, we could be 2-0 up here, Mbermo. Keeper's having a good start. This is what I mean about Wolves. They're not very good. Two good chances in the first 10 minutes. Casemiro, Bruno, Mazraoui is going to hit it. Another corner. 3 corners in the first 10 minutes. 2 big chances in the first 10 minutes. I need to see attacking changes from Amarin tonight. Doesn't matter what the score is, says Pimbers. Strand Larson, 90+1. What are your thoughts, says Adam. Look, mate, I know what people are trying to do, but come on, use your eyes. It's actually been quite a good start here. Another corner to United. Bruno's on it. In on the keeper. Oh, he misses that one. Hi, Mark. Hope you're doing well. It's sad we come to the point where it doesn't really make a difference. We win or lose, like you said yesterday morning. I'd rather be a mid-table team with the youth. It's a terrible first touch. Wolves can't even keep the bloody ball here. Bruno will keep that in. I tell you what, we're actually looking good here. And Mazraoui's gone down here. It's not good. Yeah, so much space, says Mini Brew. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's the perfect game for us. Yeah, he's gone to kick the ball and he's sort of caught the player there, which is a little bit unlucky. Hi, Mark. Do you actually believe we'll do business in the January transfer window, says PNV. I think we have to. Whether we will or not, I don't know. People in the chat saying that should be a red. Are you morons? I do not want another team getting a red card against us. God, do you not remember Everton? Please do not send a Wolves player off, because they'll just park the bus, low block, and that's it. I do not want a red card. Literally, Maestro says the same. Please not a red card, then they'll play a low block. They're actually playing quite open at the moment. Mazraoui's okay. They're playing really open at the moment. Please, I do not want a red card. I don't think it was a red card anyway. I don't think he's even been booked. It's going to be okay. That's the main thing. Good start by United. Look, you know, whatever the opposition, we've had 2 good chances. I think Delo should have scored. Mbeumo had a good shot. 2 good saves by their goalkeeper. 3 corners. As I said, you know, we might not get the goal early, but unless Wolves get a clean sheet, they don't really. I mean, look at how they're playing. Nice ball into Mount. Bob says the goalie's wearing pink. We're doomed. Caicedo saw red for that. Mate, grow up. That was nothing like Caicedo's tackle at all. They're putting themselves around a bit, Wolves here. I want a good performance as Azra. Data spreadsheet here. Meh, that's a red, says Welsh. Well, if you want a red, that's up to you. I think most people with a brain don't want United having a red card against them. The opposition. Does no one else get annoyed by Ahmad's constant back passing? Between that and many other bad decisions, I don't rate him at all this season, says Samu. No, I think some people do get irritated by Ahmad, but I think he had a bad start to the season, but I think he's improved a lot. I mean, I think Ahmad's at his best when he's. I mean, if he's playing at right wing back, I think Ahmad's at his best when he's taking people on higher up the pitch. But I don't think he's having a bad season. I think he had a bad start to the team. I think he had a bad start to the season. But look, I mean, who else are you going to play on the right-hand side? At least he's attacking. Wolves are on the attack here. Strange cross. And Mazraoui puts it out for a corner to Wolves. If it feels easy early on, we all know it won't be. Immigrant Man says, what about the challenge on Reece James in the Spurs game? And 12 Jimmer very, very bravely says it's just a matter of time before we score. Let's hope you're right. So, free kick, corner, sorry, to Wolves here. Can I get a happy birthday, says one. Happy birthday, mate. Let's see what happens with this corner. 15 minutes gone. I mean, look, they even take their corners wrong. That should be a left footer curled towards the keeper. They're curling it away from the goalkeeper with a right footer. I mean, no wonder they're so shit. What a stupid way to take a corner. Curling it away from your goal. Keep doing it. Big Chib, thanks very much for your super chat. Matthew says, if you ever need proof the Club World Cup is pointless, Wolves winger Arias was in team of the tournament, says everything about that tournament. I knew I recognised him from somewhere. He did play well, didn't he? He's from Brazil, isn't he? He did play well. Delo with a long throw to a Wolves player. I think we've started off all right here. You know, you can only do what you can do. Brighton in the FA Cup, says Garfield. Delo wins the header. Goes out for a throw-in. And it's not just about scoring, it's also about putting them away also, says 12 Jimmer. Wolves fans starting to come into the ground now. 15 minutes they stayed out in protest. So they're starting to come in now. I think Delo should have scored. but also he is a fullback. You know, I think if that's Bruno, Cunha, and Burmo, they probably do score. Bit of indecision there by Heaven and Lemens. I mean, we got away with it, but just need to calm down a little bit there. Don't want Wolves getting confident. Lemens did well there to keep that in. Definitely did well to keep that in. That's gone. That's definitely gone out. Got away with one there. It didn't look like it had gone out, to be fair, but definitely did. Patience, my friend. Patience. Patience is what we need here. We've got a couple of good chances. 20 minutes gone. Get the first goal. This is one of the most shite football I've ever seen, says Alonso. I'm trying to build it up here. I'm trying to be positive. I thought he got the ball there. Bit unlucky. Mason Mount. Would love to see Mount as a false 9, says Lewis. Is that not what he's doing? And Chizzy says, I managed to make the 0.8% on YouTube. Thanks for all your hard work. Well, thank you to you, pal. Here's Ahmad. That's good. Good block. Good block. Better from United there. Lovely cross by Ahmad. Anyway, Chizzy, thank you. I presume you're talking about YouTube Wrapped in the top 0.8%. Thank you so much. This is why in 2026 you need to be watching more United Stand videos so that when they do YouTube Wrapped, you can be in the top 1%. Anyway, here we go. Delo's come all the way over to right back to chuck a long throw in. Because we've got so much height in the team. Here it is. Big long throw. Headed away by Wolves. Headed away by Wolves. Headed away by Wolves. And, yeah, comes to absolutely nothing. Yeah, absolute waste of time. Absolute waste of time. Muck tactics again. Absolute dog shit that is, mate. You've got no height in your attack and you're getting your left back to come across to right back to throw a long ball in. I mean, it's the equivalent of hit and hope. It's opening up a little bit here, though. Wolves are pushing forward. I think this plays into our hands really nice. Here's Ahmad. I don't want to say it, but I do sense a goal. Fans shouting Glazers out, says everything, and they still don't leave, says Isha. Here's Ahmad. Lovely play by Ahmad. Cuts it back. No one's there. Unlucky. Unlucky. I was so happy to be top 0.1%, says Karim. That is an achievement. Well done. Do you ever bet on the football marks, says Bick? I haven't done for ages, to be honest. I haven't for ages. I certainly wouldn't bet on United. Nice ball by Heaven into Mbermo. Wolves are shocking, says Kieran. Well, of course they bloody are. They've got 2 points from 14. I don't know what people were expecting. I mean, long way to go, but good tackling back by Cunha there after a poor pass by Bruno. Somebody should go to Bruno and start going like that. Fucking idiot. Give him a taste of his own bloody medicine. Lovely play by Cunha. I like the fact that we're getting the ball into Cunha's feet today. He's more involved than probably has been since we signed him. Wait for Maguire to unlock Delo's long throws. I mean, look, going back to that, getting your left back to come over to right back to launch throw-ins into the box when you've got no height is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I'm glad we're not doing it again. Ahmad's taking it this time. Good. Does anyone feel like Heaven is Amrim's new youth producer to destroy? He tries new young players, gets bored and brings the next in, says USB. Thanks for all your super chats. Drop them in the chat with the $sign and we'll read those out. John says, United was my top watch channel and I was in the top 3%. Well done, John. Timothy says, YouTube Rabs put me in the top 0.4% of That's Football. Love your content. Thanks for your dedication. I hope you get to enjoy some pecan pie for Christmas, says Timothy. Well, chance to be a bloody fine thing. Here's Cunha. Good play down the left-hand side and still going. Nearly cut it back. Getting closer. But no cigar. I don't understand this Ahmad frustration. Most of our attacking returns have come directly from him. I think he's playing well, Daniel. I think he's you look at down the left-hand side, you've got bloody Delo. At least down the right-hand side, when Ahmad gets it, he puts good crosses in, he can take people on. I think the problem with Ahmad is when you don't get him forward. At least we're not hitting long balls. That's good by Bruno into Mbermo's feet. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Like, as long as we're not hitting long balls, I'm happy. Probing possessions, fine by me. Just check my raps. Got in the 0.1%. Love the community. Hope you're well, Mark, says Liam. Thanks, pal. Are you going to get a Delo kit for Christmas, says Sig. Oh, God. Somebody is. Imagine that. Waking up on Christmas morning with a Delo shirt. That's child abuse. Mount. Have a shot. Yeah, unlucky. Good block. This is one-way traffic. Cyber Spider says he must not rate Yoro. He's out after a mistake, but Heaven is starting after a mistake. How have we played? Just finished work. We're doing all right, mate. Look, I think 22 minutes gone with a better team. They're absolutely... They're really bad. Hopefully, it's a matter of time because we're absolutely all over them. And they're really, really bad. So, look, I know there's people moaning it's Wolves, this, that, and the other. But ultimately, for me, mindset is get the win. We absolutely need to get 3 points. And, look, Delo had a very good chance one-on-one. And Burmo's shot was probably savable and was saved. But we are massively on top. Just check. Thank you very much, Liam. What's your thoughts on Ireland's World Cup hope, says Valks? I mean, it's going to be tough. I hope they get there. Amrim looks like he hasn't slept for months, says Silent K. They can barely string a pass together, Wolves, can they? They're definitely the worst. They're definitely, based on this first 25 minutes, they are 100% by a very long way the worst team we've played this season. And I'm including Grimsby in that. 1-0. Surely 1-0. Goal! Bruno! There we go. 1-0. They are so bad, Wolves. They are so fucking bad, but we'll take the goal. Get in. I mean, look, Bruno fell over and still scored it. They are shit. They are so shit. But no, let's be positive. Man United 1-0. Get in. The result is all that's going to matter today. And I tell you what, it should be straightforward. Really should. Luke Shaw's running over to the referee for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, I don't even know this. This number 7 is it's a good interception by Casemiro, but then they're just so bad. Look at this pass. And then Cunha's in, plays Bruno in. Bruno slips, still gets up and gets past the defender. I mean, they're really bad, Wolves. Like, they're really bad. And we've just got to take advantage. I mean, we could really boost. Well, let's just get the win first, but I don't even know how it ends up being a goal. Keeper should save it as well. I mean, it's not even a good finish, is it? How does he not save that? Hilarious. Hilarious. Gold says, talk now, haters. Yeah, talk now, everybody. You know, Bruno's just scored a goal, so being shit in the midfield all season, he's just literally ended that conversation, hasn't he? Yeah, definitely. Wow. Well, we're winning. We're winning, but bloody hell. I mean, I knew they were bad. They are worse than Grimsby. Well, Grimsby beat us, to be fair. This could be a good night. This could be a good night because I've never seen a team as bad as this in the Premier League. I mean, maybe Derby. But Shahin says, are they really Premier League players? Mate, they're so bad. I mean, if you're not watching the game and you're just watching the watch-along, we didn't even create the goal. Like, they're in possession under no danger at all. They're actually in possession. And somehow they concoct to score a goal for us. It was incredible. Absolutely incredible. Right back to the old bread and butter long ball strategy, says not. No. Let's give the team some credit there. That's not a long ball or anything like that. That's pouncing on a mistake. You know, an absolute catalogue of mistakes. Alex says, Bruno making an impact in an attacking position. Well, he should be playing as a 10, you're right. EB says, talk about the Benny Hill tune. Look at that. I mean, mate, seriously, that is just... Yeah. Can you wish my wife, Melanie, a happy 50th birthday? Happy 50th birthday, Melanie. Hi from Vegas. Thoughts on Maguire for England, says the real Simon. Yeah, he doesn't play for England anymore. Mark, hope you're well. We love watching you. Also, the low long throws. Please give my son Ethan a shout out and wish him a speedy recovery, says Ethan. Shout out to Ethan. Hope you have a speedy recovery. Please beat traitor Rob Edwards, Mark, says Josh. And Brent Silvertunnel says, I've seen enough. Give him the Puskas. Wolves are playing like when you play on FIFA and put the modifiers against CPU on 100%. How is every pass so inaccurate, says Bart. Bruno's going to get player of the season now. Mbermo's in. My God, one off the line. Ahmad's just wide. I mean, we could score 7 here. Wolves are absolutely atrocious. Are comically bad. I mean, we're not a very good team, but we could score a hatful tonight. No word of a lie. We should be 3-0 up. Right back. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Robert McCormack says Bruno getting player of the season. We're back. We're winning the league, says Catton. You know what Wolves' next game is? Arsenal. Everything bloody week. We pass backwards. Sick of these cowards. The owners have built arguably the worst Premier League squad of all time. I feel bad for Matthew. I mean, Matthew has consistently been part of the United Stand chat, even though he's a Wolves fan. Matthew, you're making us look like prime Real Madrid. Like, we don't play like this. But we actually look really good. Can we play you every week? Because we would look like a really good team. But on a serious note, I can't believe how bad you are. Like, this is the Premier League. You can't defend. You can't pass. You can't attack. Look, obviously the stats don't lie. You've got 2 points from 14. You've not won a game. You can't score goals. However, I did think maybe something sinister was at play and you weren't as bad as you are and you'd had a bit of bad luck. But no, this is awful. Why did Rob Edwards leave Middlesbrough second and flying to go to Wolves? His reputation will be in tatters at the end of the season. P.S. Hackney is a class act, says Ian Nichols. Yeah, no idea. No, he'd probably get the sack as well from Wolves. Bruno again making an impact as a cam with the pass, says Sebastian. If I were Amorim, seeing how bad Wolves is, I'd probably give some minutes to Lacey. He's going to be needed once the AFCON hits. Yeah, agreed. Arias is demanding a foul by Heaven there. And it's offside anyway. Is it bad that I feel genuinely bad for Wolves, says Emma. Yeah, he was offside. Good call by the referee. Aiden Heaven is playing super well. Great passes between the lines, finding the midfielders. I like Heaven, DKM. I like Heaven. Playing well at the moment, but I'm so tired of Bruno in the midfield, sprinting forward, leaving Casemiro alone. The frustrating thing is Amorim was a midfielder himself, says Donis. I was in the top 0.2% of That's Football, says Karan. Thank you very much. Yeah, look, if we could go and get... Look, it's a big if. You know, we know that this is a game we should win. And we know that 1-0, we should go and score some more. If we could just go and get... Slath says it feels like Soccer Aid. They are criminally bad. You know, Wolves fans should get refunds. This is dreadful. But on a serious note, we can only play what's in front of us. Everybody's playing Wolves twice. So you've got to take 6 points, haven't you? However, it would be great if we could go and be winning like 3-0 with 20 minutes to go and get Lacey on. That would be great. Bruno again, done that one. No predictions now, Mark. You'll set them all off, says Sound Dog. Oh, don't worry, I'm not making any predictions. Although Wolves have just put a cross into the box. Good play, Cunha. Mainu and Agate could have easily started as 12 Jimmer. Well, he was never going to do that because you look at how shit Wolves are. You know, if you're Amorim, would you start Mainu against a shit side like this where he's going to play well? Or would you stick with your favourites so that they look good against shit? I mean, look, mate, I'd do the same. Am I going to use a player I don't like against a shit team so he can play well and everyone can go, you're an idiot? Or are you going to use your favourites so they look good? You know, if Delot plays well tonight, Bruno plays well, Casemiro plays well, Shaw plays well, he looks like he knows what he's doing. This is a little bit better from Wolves. Good take by Lemens. In all seriousness, we're winning, says Dave. Hi, Mark. Who are the two scrub teams that have drawn to this abysmal Wolves team? Yeah, I want names, Kay. There's something for the chat. Who drew against Wolves? Because I can't think. Who did draw against Wolves? Because that's embarrassing. If Kirby doesn't play for more than 50 minutes in this game, Ruben has to explain. Well, he ain't going to play for 50 minutes, mate. He'd have to be coming on now. Tottenham drew with them and Brighton. Bloody hell. Where? Did Spurs draw at Molineux or did they draw at home? Bloody hell, Spurs. Fucking hell. And Brighton. Admit we're in a title race now, says Tuj. Mainu and Agate could easily have started, says 12 Jimmer. Evening, Mark, you legend. This will be a hollow win, says Eddie Mack. Oh, no. It won't be a hollow win. It's a win. Everybody plays Wolves. We've got a right to beat them as well. I just think the comment of the night is Slathco's "This feels like Soccer Aid." Hyen says, show us the table now. Get ready. This could be the moment of the season. This could be as good as it gets. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. This is how the league table looks if we beat Wolves, because we're winning at the moment. Look at that. 6th place, Man United. Luke Shaw slides in. Here's Delot. Good defending there, actually, by Wolves, because that was going to be a tap-in on the back post. I mean, look, player ratings-wise, everybody's probably a 7. Like, that... I mean, what does that say? The light switches on because they know they can fill their boots. They'll be on Instagram tonight, lads and ladies. We'll be on Instagram tonight. They'll be on Instagram at half-time. Get on early. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. We're 150 subscribers away from 220,000, so please do subscribe. Corner to United here. We're good at set pieces. Ooh, just over the bar by Cunha. I think he's got another go here. Yeah, smash and please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. No, it went off a Wolves player. It wasn't Cunha who headed it. I thought he flicked it towards the back post. Here's Ahmad. Bruno flicks in. Keeper punching it away again. He likes to punch. Ahmad. Hits Agadou. I mean, sorry, not Agadou. Agbadou. Hit Agbadou here. And went just wide from a shot by Ahmad. Apologies to Agbadou. I think the keeper would have saved that, to be fair, but it was close. It was very close to deflecting in. Another corner to United. We must have had about 6 corners already. They've headed that one away, though. Agbadou. Wolves on the break here. No one with him. All on his own. Oh, you're in the book there. You're in the book there. And Burmo. Absolutely in the book there, mate. Stone cold yellow. Some people are saying it could have been a handball. How's that not a penalty? Look, to be fair to Mbermo there, it's definitely a yellow card, but I mean it's definitely a yellow card, but he did track back. Lots of people saying a handball. I mean, I don't know whether it's being reviewed by VAR, but I haven't seen anything. Loads of people are saying there should have been a handball. Young says that's a fucking handball. Handball on Agbadou. Good play by Mazraoui. That's going to go for a throw. He won't keep that in. It was cleared by VAR already, so no handball. Disgrace, says Orange Man 1234. We played well versus Portugal League teams. Wolves, says Eyes. How many more goals for us to bump up to 5th? God. Chelsea are on a plus. Yeah, it's not going to happen. We'd need to win by about 7, I think. Then again, fill your boots. This Wolves side might be... they're on the attack. Oh, God. Heart in the mouth there. Wasn't a bad cross by Wolves, but they don't play with a striker. Well up, Maz. Throw in. This Wolves side could beat Liverpool, says Alex. 3 more goals puts us in 5th ahead of Chelsea. Right, okay, I'll double check that. So we're on goal difference of 2. No, 3 more goals doesn't put us ahead of bloody Chelsea. They're 8 goals better off than us. We need to win 8-0. We're on +2. Chelsea are on +10. So we need another 8. Might be one here. Oh my God, where's Wolves' defence? Incredible. They're pushing up like it's the last minute. We should have scored there. We had like a 5v3. Wolves are attacking though. We've got to be very careful. Don't do anything stupid. No, we'll leave that to Wolves. Fucking hell. That was a ridiculous shot. Mbermo falling off so hard the last few games. I think Mbermo's done all right. I don't know why he's getting a load of shit. That's a shit shot, that is. It's like a game of FIFA on semi-pro difficulty, says Nana. Cunha and Mbermo are good enough for top 4, says Kaz. We're playing Wolves again on the 30th of December, listening from Dominican Republic. Well, that's another... that's 6 points this month then, Rooney. We haven't won yet, and I don't trust this team. We need more goals, says Glenn. At least Delo is not throwing from corners, says Michael Brown. Thank you very much. So it's gone quite quick this half, to be fair. I felt like, not that long ago that we were, first 10 minutes. Well in, Mazraoui. Oh, he's given a free kick. Will you gift memberships if Wolves score, says Mario. Oh, yeah, I'd love to go and gift memberships if Wolves score. Absolutely not, Mario. Absolutely not. Crackers says United have forgotten how to win 50-50 balls. Brighton and Spurs drew with Wolves, says Big Stepper. And Josh says this is actually an entertaining game. 2 of the worst teams in the league. It's so open. Mate, that's what I mean. Like, it's been a... Let's give it a goal kick. Good. It has been... Well, the half has gone very quick, which to me is always a sign of a good game. I feel Mbermo hasn't been the same since not qualifying for the World Cup, says Cheesy. That might be a fair point. We're letting Wolves back in the game, says Johnny. I mean, that's a big statement from a team that scored 7 goals in 14 games and hasn't had a shot on target. Yeah, Bruno's never going to win one of those headers in the midfield, is he? Well in Mbermo. If Wolves draw against United, you wear an Arsenal kit. Mate, I'm not taking bloody responsibility if we draw against Wolves. It's not my... If Man United draw against Wolves, how about Amrin wears a bloody clown outfit for the Bournemouth game? Because it's not on me, is it? I'm not having the bloody punishment. Riz, thanks for the super chat. That might be a fair point by Cheesy, though, about Mbermo, because not going to the World Cup would be very disappointing. And a lot of people, did expect them to go. And it's a big World Cup. Praying that Wolves player doesn't have a good second half. He'll push Pineapple Shake the Tree. He's already been to the left and to the right, says the Raging Gamer. Wolves might be crap, but so are we, says Stardust. And something in this game for Wolves, quote from Alan Smith or Robbie Earle, whoever it is doing the commentary on Sky, says Nick. I don't think there is something in this game for Wolves. I mean, I think they're incredibly crap. And I'm not going to say we should be 2-0 up, but effectively, what's wrong with Aiden Heaven here? Yellow card from Strand Larson. I don't know what happened here. Well, I don't know why Aiden Heaven's... I'm a bit disappointed in Aiden Heaven there, holding his head when he didn't touch his head. I don't know what that's all about. I don't want to see... I don't know. Maybe... I don't know what hit him in the head there, but it didn't look like anything from a Wolves player did. Big Stepper, thank you for gifting a membership. Thank you very much. And so has Havin, 2 at the same time. Thank you very much. We never put teams to the sword, even if they're crap. We need to put this to bed, says Havin. To be fair, this was on the cards when Wolves released the Brazil-inspired third kit. The football gods did not like that, says Matthew Paul. But yeah, like I was saying there, I mean, look, obviously we want to be putting teams to the sword. We want to be winning 3 or 4-0, but that's not what we've been this season, is it? So I think that, let's just do what we're doing, keep working, try and get that second goal if possible. And, work. And get 3 points. I think that's the biggest biggest thing, isn't it? 2 minutes at half time. Get me chair. I don't think we can underestimate the value and importance of 3 points tonight. Like, dropping points against West Ham at home is ridiculous. Losing to Everton at home is ridiculous. The Palace result was good, but the performance wasn't. So, yeah, I'd love us to go and win 4 or 5-0, but let's just make sure we get the win. Like, there's some tough games coming up. I mean, can you imagine playing like this against Villa at Villa Park or Newcastle at home? Maybe even Bournemouth next week. So, fundamentally, oh, God, they're in, Wolves. They're in. Oh, no! No! Absolutely not! Absolutely not! Who bloody let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Absolute idiots! Bloody hell! It's laughable! It's bloody laughable! They've scored 7 goals in fucking 14 games! Look at them! Look at the defenders! They're walking around confused like a bloody dog licking a chocolate arsehole. They haven't got a bloody clue what's going on. Oh, mate, I tell you what. I mean, what the fuck? This is embarrassing. It's bloody embarrassing. What? We've got 5 defenders. Oh, what a surprise. Cut back again. And Bruno's blaming everybody else. Look at Casemiro and Bruno. Look at him blaming everybody else. Bruno, it's your fucking man. That's what a midfielder does. You're meant to go and bloody tackle it. Bruno's there going like this. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Whose fault is it? It's not my fault. Mate, you're meant to go and attack the bloody ball. Fuck a duck. Unbelievable. A bold hedgehog's got more points than these. Back to bloody square. I'm sitting down. I'm sitting down. That looked quite cinematic there with that camera down and my sad face. I might actually clip that up and use it for a fucking meme in the future of sadness. Bloody hell. I mean, just, you know, look, this is why I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. I mean, I can go through all the stats. Whoa, you know what? There's just been you know what? I live South Birmingham, right? Wolverhampton is North Birmingham. We've just thought there was an earthquake because basically every fucking Wolves fan has just fell on the floor with shock, causing a tremor. I mean, they're in shock. They can't believe it. Matthew Paul says even I'm embarrassed. Mate, look, honestly, you're a Wolves fan. You're a legend of the chat. As a Wolves fan, you've been here for years. I'm not saying this to take the piss out of you because I know you're going to applaud me. Wolves are shit. They're really bad. They're absolutely shit. They are so bad. The goal we scored is because they helped us score it. They're really bad. And we're 1-1 with them. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I can't. Look, we can still win the game in the second half, but if we... Look, this is what I mean. This is what I didn't want to happen, right? Even if we win the game 4-1, we've still had the first half again. We've still had the nightmare. You know, we've still, you know, you go out on a night out with the lads, right? And the end of the night ends well, but the start of the night, you know, you do something you really regret. You've still done it. Like, you know what? It might end well, but halfway through, we've done something horrible, disgusting, that we're never going to forget. It's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. I mean, we've had 14 shots, 5 on target, 6 corners. They've had 1 shot on target and they fucking score. But my big question is, and I've seen this so many times with United, and it transcends Amorim. amazing ability to not mark people from cutbacks is mad. I'll guarantee you we've got at least 6 players in the penalty box for that goal. I guarantee you there will be Mazraoui, Heaven, Luke Shaw, Delo, Casemiro, Bruno. That's 7 if there's that many. We don't know what to do with cutbacks. We've never known what to do. And the fact that Bruno's there going, oh no, mate, we've got way more players than them in the box. You've got to attack the ball. You can't stand there. You've got to attack the ball. You can't stand there blaming somebody else. Maybe he has ran off Mbeumo. Maybe he has. But you've got to go and attack the ball. You can't rely on someone else to track a runner. You've got to go and attack that space. It's incredible to me that we've conceded that goal. Like, we play a back 5 and we're conceding goals like that. An absolute madness. Absolute madness. I think this is more an Ahmad letting his man go. Mate, it'll be more than one player again when we watch it. There'll be a calamity, but ultimately we concede too many goals like that because our midfield doesn't deal with crosses into the box where there's a cutback. I'll get into your comments in a minute. I mean, look, I'm on my knees. I'm literally on my knees. This is the easiest 3 points of the season so far. That team is shit. Wolves are absolutely rubbish. I'm on my knees. Just get the bloody 3 points. I promise I won't take the piss out of you too much. Just get the 3 points. And let's hope for a Christmas miracle against Bournemouth and Villa and Newcastle, because we cannot come out of this without winning. I do remember Derby County, but Wolves are shocking. They're so bad. They're so fucking bad. And we have to win this game. Like, we have to win it. We have to win it. No messing about. Like, we have to come out and win the second half. And as somebody just said in the chat, we make every game tough. It's incredible. I'm going to go through some of your comments. Would you make any changes at half-time? Absolutely. I'd have made changes before the game, but I'd probably get Xerxes on. A focal point up front would be a good idea instead of all this bloody interacting, false 9, everybody's moving around shit. I mean, why are we trying to run before we can walk? We've got Mount, Cunha and Mbeumo moving around, Bruno moving around. We are shit. We finished 15th last season. We're shit this season. Why are we trying to reinvent the wheel? Put a focal point up front in Xerxes and tell him to stay up front. That I would do straight away. Obviously, I'd try and get Martinez on for a bit of bloody leadership at the back. I mean, there's no leadership at the back at all. You've got a kid at the back in Aiden Heaven. Let's get a leader on at the back. And obviously, I would love to change the midfield, but I don't think that's going to happen. But that's if I'm in charge, I would do that. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way, just very, very quickly. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We are so close to 220,000. We're only about 10 away, so please do that. Right, let me get into some of your comments, which I'm sure are going to generate my comments and more of your comments. So what have we got people saying here? I mean, stunned. No, I don't think I'm stunned. I don't think it's any surprise to see that. I mean, there was an element of comedy about that game. There really was an element of comedy to it. I mean, I think I was even laughing when the goal went in. Gone are the days of ranting and raving. I mean, it's comedic how we defend now, because if you don't laugh, you're going to cry. Yusuf says, I am going to cry. These players are making us beg for 3 points against the shit team. And I bet Mr. Clueless won't change a thing, says Matt. I guarantee you Wolves will come out motivated. We'll start the second half unfocused and we'll end up chasing the game after they score a 7 second, says Eamon. I mean, I don't think Wolves could play a worse half of football if they tried. But we've actually somehow managed to concoct a situation where they're massively going to be motivated now. So we're potentially making our job harder. Fundamental says, when you go for a piss when playing FC 26 and the game starts without you knowing and your players hang on to the ball, the CPU takes the ball off you and scores. That's how United play. Well, many of you said it at 1-0. We'll probably sit back now. And we definitely, in the last 10 minutes of the half, Wolves suddenly had a lot of the ball. I mean, I'm looking at the goal here. Cross comes in. Delo's too narrow. They put another cross in. And then I mean, we've got a back five. We've got a back five dealing with this. From one side to the other, we've still got a back five. And the midfield too. And in Burma, I mean, we've got we've got about 7 players back here. And nobody for the cutback. Casemiro is marking heaven and Bruno's marking himself. It's shit from the midfield, that. I'm sorry. Really shit. Failed to win this game, then Amaris has to go, says Lever. I mean, look, hopefully we'll still win it. 45 minutes against that Wolves team, we should win it. But bloody hell, we're making hard work of it. I don't know how Fernandez is still starting every game, says Super Bart. His attitude is disgusting and the reaction when they score, his fault for not coming out, says Super. It's the black kit, says KDB. I think Mbeumo needs to come off. Decent in attack, but keeps losing the ball, causing counter-attacks, says Raiden. The whole team is playing terrible instead of using the game to gain some momentum before the harder fixtures. They drop off even more, says Red Smurf. Whoever put this game on a Monday deserves a raise. What a rubbish game of football. Cunha's touch reminds me of Lukaku, says David. We need Manu and Joshua on, says Shh. Ahmad doesn't follow his player again, same as last time, says Mr. United. But he is a fucking winger, mate. I mean, we were talking about this. Ahmad going forward, very, very good. Ahmad defensively, you know, I think there will be mistakes. And Mbeumo is playing bad and doesn't look like Kuna wants to play today. Get Casemiro off as well, says Bolo. Aldo says, look at Delo just jogging out. He's got no desire to stop the cross. He couldn't be bothered to sprint. He's lazy and pathetic. Hyper says, if we lose or draw, Amrim has to go for me. Sasha's gifted a membership. Thank you very much, Sasha. Our passing is Sunday League level, says Josh. Wolves scoring is an embarrassing... Well, look, whatever happens totally, Alfie, even if we win, it's a bloody embarrassment that we've conceded to a team that scored 7 all season. And if we do it again, we're in real shit. Amrim should be sacked if we lose, says Sup. Not soccer A's, it's a red nose day, says Jackson. I think this is more on Ahmed letting his man go, says Miles. Mate, there's a catalogue of mistakes, as we said. Genuinely awful from both teams, says Creed. The worst quality Premier League game you could pay to see, says James. We're playing like it's a training game, says Nat. I genuinely think Wolves have probably been bad this season, but that first half, I think Brighton would be 4-0 up. And I'm not taking the piss out of Brighton. They're so bad... I think any half-decent Premier League team would be 4-0 up at half-time. That's how bad I think Wolves were. I don't care. I don't care what bloody Maddison and Carragher is saying on Sky. I guarantee you any half-decent team would be 4-0 up against them. No composure in the midfield. It's embarrassing, says Paul. And Mbeumo and Cunha have been awful, says Jav. No manager can teach these players to pass, says Enrique. I mean, we're not even playing against a low block either. Wolves are actually leaving us loads of space and we still can't exploit it. And Mbeumo has lost his touch and has been a passenger for the last 3 games. Cunha's been walking around the pitch. Without Mount and Casemiro, we lose, says Rohit. And Mbeumo looks lost, says Jeremy. And Mbeumo's definitely getting a lot of stick. Don't worry, we'll have fresh defenders on the second half, says Kenneth. What are we getting with this manager? No style of play, no identity, bad football. It's time for a change, says JP. Well, look, mate, in the first 10 minutes, we saw Delo run to the other side of the pitch to launch a long throw-in to a team that's got no height. I mean, what is that? What is that madness? We also need new defenders. All are useless. Not a single clean sheet. I'm also hammering him out. He can't set up a good defence even with a back 5, says Dante. Light Switch FC. It's Grimsby again, says Ollie. We're in no position to insult Wolves, but they are useless. We're just lazy. And Mbeumo needs dropping, says Sean. Conceding 1 to Wolves is as bad as losing, says Fleetwood. I'm done with these players, says Yus. I was done a long time ago, mate. I don't trust them. I just want to win. How do you keep subjecting yourself to this week in, week out? Says give it to me, to Mikey. Well, it's called, you know, I'm sure some fans out there support some right shit. There's Wolves fans out there like Matthew. I don't care anymore. He's got to go. It's so poor, says James. One fucking thing we should have done, give them hope, says Hitton. Yeah, well, exactly. They have got hope now. Ping pong football, Danny says. Nothing shocks me anymore. Crisis understatement, says Eddie Mack. Mike JW says, keeping Bruno in midfield is going to cost Amrim. Said this when they didn't sell him. Team selection, again, is poor. This team does not fight. You know what I'd love to see happen at half-time? Manu come on. Xerxes come on. Yoro come on. Against that shit, they'll play well, and then he looks a right mug. What he's done tonight is what I said at the start of the game. He knows if he plays Manu or Xerxes or Yoro in a game like this and they play well, everyone goes, you need to play them more. So he sticks with his favourites. They still fuck up because he wants them to perform against a bag of shit. Like, Make some fucking changes. Well, Man United are back again. We're a joke, says Dan. It's the same type of games that make me laugh. Has Mbermo got concrete in his boot? Shocking, says Jack. You watch how emboldened Wolves will be in the second half now, says Liam. And Wilson says, I really don't mind losing this one. Past so many matches haven't given us a style of play. No trust in Amorim. And everybody quickly go, put your Bruno shirts on. Mind-boggling, says Not Loopsy. We're a shite team. It's embarrassing, says Fair. Trust in the process, Mark, says Tom. I've had enough of Bruno in the midfield, says Matt Weed. Look, Bruno scores a goal that Wolves basically put on a plate for him. We've got people in the chat going, sit down, haters. Where are all the haters now? And I'm like, mate, that's the shittest goal I've ever seen. Like, Wolves basically gifted us a goal. I'll tell you where the Bruno criticism comes from. The equaliser, where he's fucking nowhere as a midfielder. That's what we're talking about. Play him as a number 10, he'll get his assists, he'll get his goals. But in the midfield, it's a bloody nightmare. And you know what? All the Bruno knobheads who have got a bloody, backing him in the midfield, that's what we're talking about. Of course he's going to get goals and assists as a 10. But in the midfield, he's a bloody nightmare. Open your bloody eyes to nuance. As a number 10, I'll pick Bruno. As a midfielder, he's a fucking nightmare. So when he scores a goal, stop telling us, oh, sit down. Because you can guarantee in no time we'll be proving you wrong. He's not a bloody midfielder. Not a midfielder. He's not a midfielder. How many goals is he responsible for this season because he's not a midfielder? Loss incoming, Mark. This is dog shot. I still think we're going to... No, I'm not allowed to predict. I don't think it's a loss. Franco says you jinxed us with Tottenham and Brighton draw talk. I don't think I did, mate. I think Amorim's fucked us with a shit team again. I don't pick the team. I'm losing faith in United, but I'm in the top 7% viewers, says Adam. Mbermo looks like he already wants to go to the AFCON, says Mirror. It's my birthday. I just keep wondering what could have been with that 90 million from Bruno, says Nemos. Well, I'll say happy birthday to you, mate, because United might not get one from United. Could we sub the manager off at half-time, says Stephen. What we need to do, seriously, is... was this a handball? Probably too high on his arm, wasn't it? I mean, he's a bit worried about it. Could have been given. Look, what we need to do, seriously, is win this game. So, if I'm the manager, I'm saying to the players, look, second half, just show some fucking composure. Right, seriously, calm the fuck down. Let's start again. Let's play the simple pass. There's a lot of space out there. Just calm the fuck down and win the game, I said this after the transfer window closed. We're going to suffer. Our midfield is crap, says Hamlet. I've seen better games on a Sunday, says Lee. We've not actually started now because he had to redo it. There we go. Not even Emery can take this squad to top 4, says Enrique. You said Ollie was at the wheel. What you know, says Camille. He's the worst manager in our history. It's not even close. We're just delaying the inevitable, says that blue Scooby. Glad you were also laughing. I thought I was the only one laughing at these idiots. These players don't get it, says Sarvesh. And Jim Jones said, I said earlier in the week, this could be Watford. Unfortunately, I could be right. We are no better than last season. 15th, here we go again. Well, let's hope we can start the second half better. And I think it's going to be a yellow card for a Wolves player there. Bruno standing in no man's land and then starts blaming everyone else. Sell him in January, says Stephen. Remember, Wolves haven't got their best player as well. Like, João Gomez isn't even playing today because he's suspended. Why do we always play at the level of our opponents? It doesn't matter who we buy. This team will turn elite, says Jerry. Mate, I was speaking to one of my Villa mates today and I said, you know what? In a couple of weeks at Villa Park, you should absolutely batter us. I'm tempted to put a tenner on us winning. Because that's who we are. And he agreed. He said, look, you've got a really good record at Villa Park. We will probably win at Villa Park. And people are laughing in the chat, but that's exactly the sort of stuff we do. Lovely play by Ahmad. Cunha, over the bar. But it's a good point. We do play at the level of the opponents, Jerry. Ikshan says, what about the handball? It was brushed off so quickly. They did show it at half-time, mate. I think it could have been a handball. Billy says that these shit players are about to get another manager the sack. Ryo says the players are shit. Matthew Paul says, don't worry, I just heard the owners have sold Bellegarde at half-time. And Darian says, we never keep quality possession off the ball because we play through a frantic midfield, Bruno. This is why not playing Cobby is so maddening. And Roy says, I'm unpopular, but it'd be good to see Malacia. That's a nice ball in. Oh, no. Sam Johnson's done okay. Shoot, Mbeumo! Shoot! Oh, God, they're so bad, Wolves. We're at them again. Come on. Come on. Lazy Cunha, Mbeumo off it. No energy at all, says X5. And Hornet says, here we go again. We've actually started the second half a little bit like we started the first. And that's a shot by Cunha. We've come out a little bit better in the second half here. Bruno needs to stop trying to play every bloody position on the field. It's a session. It's infuriating. You see him make a bad pass and he blames everyone else. Iwo says, can we talk about the poor passing of Casemiro? I think he's been very quiet tonight, Casemiro, hasn't he? Carrick says, how wasn't it a penalty? That's terrible. And Brandon says, it's like watching a crap panto to me, to you. Addict says, what's more frustrating, United or the England cricket team? It's a very high corner by Bruno, and it hasn't worked. But Mbeumo's won it back. I hear Salah may be on the market soon, says Ben MC. He could bring some youth to our team. And Manny says it's getting old and boring really fast, Mark. We need the owners out. The Wolves fans have made more noise than us about their owners. And Hyder says, I don't waste my time speaking on the players because me and Amarim don't agree on the players that should leave and the ones that get a new contract, says Hyder. Bellegarde's running the game. Haiti International, says Bolton's every day. Groz says, please lose so we can get rid of Amarim. Mate, as I said yesterday morning, I was told by a very, very good source that even if they lose tonight, he won't get the sack. There's no plan in place. Todd says, I think it would help if you could throw some things around the room, maybe break some dishes. Yeah, but that's acting. I think any United fan that's, you know, knocking their Christmas tree over or breaking dishes, that's just overacting, really. You know, it is almost comical how we are, you know, it's not a surprise, is it? It's a lovely ball by Mason Mount, and it's a bad take by Mbeumo, but he plays it into Cunha, and it's good defending, actually. Well, Cunha wants a foul. We can't complain. We allow this clueless ownership to do nothing about it. Wolves fans have shown more backbone than us, says Azure. Right, should Cunha have had a foul here? No. Sean, thank you for being a member for 24 months. No urgency. Why are we sitting back inviting the pressure, says Faz555. I think we have shown a bit of urgency in the second half. There's just so much space. There's so much space. Wolves again, really bad. It's like we're playing against 10 men. Rich says it should have been a handball. Yarkaz says, I'm just begging the players down tools and get rid of this fraud. And Kaz says, what happened to attack? Well, it's back in our favour at the moment. Just got to win this game. You know, it's embarrassing that we're having to work this hard for it. But here we go, though. Straight through the midfield. Wolves. Good tackle by Luke Shaw. Delo, we got to score this time. Mbeumo, 2-1. It's been coming, to be fair. It's been coming. Thank God for that. And it's Mbeumo who scores it, which should take away a little bit of the criticism for him. It's like playing against 10 men. I don't know why we're having to work so hard to do this. There's a huge sense of relief. Of course, lots of people are saying it might be offside. I don't think it will be, because Delo is definitely onside and Mbeumo is definitely onside. That'll definitely be a goal. Let's just get this game done now. For God's sake, we need the points. I mean, we've seen in the last 6 minutes again, like, we've been all over them. Like, they're such a bad side. Let's stop fucking about and let's get the third goal and let's kill the game, because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing how we've let them back in. Let's not do it again. 2-1. Come on. We're back. We're going to win the league. Amram is the epitome of insanity, putting out the same shitty team and expecting a different result, says Carrick. We're so lucky Wolves are this bad. Don't be fooled. Well, there's a Wolves player down injured here. I can't stand all this thumbs up rubbish when they mess up, says Glenn. Dan says, no tempo, no ideas, no tactics. I think a lot of these were coming in before the goal. I was thinking of topping myself earlier, and now I'm watching you're such an inspiration, says That Football Vlogs. Well, I hope that's not true, mate. And chin up. There was absolutely nothing wrong with that tackle by Luke Shaw, by the way. So, yeah, no criticism there. Mount is our absolutely worst number 7 ever. He's crap, says Elvin. I get we shouldn't be conceding, but why aren't we up by 3 goals, says John. Does anyone in this team even know how to finish? Well, hopefully now we can. We'll be very interested to see the lineups during the AFCON, considering Aram seemingly wants to avoid Bruno in the cam at all costs, says Cormac. And where the fuck is the backbone in the team, says Eddie. And Ninja says, imagine begging for handball against these jokers. And they are jokers. They're absolute jokers. And they're about to lose probably one of their best players here. So, pardon me for saying something positive, but instant gratification is hollow. I believe we see top 9 this year and top 4 next year, and I would be beyond happy with that, says Nate. Okay, now. Standards are on the floor, mate. Top 9 for Manchester United. Fuck off. Absolutely get in the bin. If you think I'm going to be happy with top 4 in May 2027, piss off. I mean, are you literally on the Glazer payroll? What a load of bollocks. Let's get relegated and we can play teams like this every week, says Nath. Played well in transition. It's a miracle. Mate, they've got more holes than a hedgehog's pillow, this team, Wolves. Bellegarde's gone off with a bad injury there for Wolves. There's just so much space. We should be scoring 6 or 7 here. Look how much space there is. We're all over them. Go on, Ahmad. Delo Ballon d'Or next year, says Sue. Thank you very much. Thanks everyone who subscribed, by the way. We have it 220,000. Let's just, you know what? I wish we could hit 90 minutes now. Let's just get the win. So-called fans are hoping players to down tools to get Amram out. That would only prove that the players would all need to go with that mentality. I do agree, Red. On comes for Lopez, Cunha's so-called replacement, says Matthew Paul. And Glenn says, if we can't beat this lot, we're in trouble. Well, we're back in front against one of the worst Premier League sides I've ever watched. We are now back in front, thankfully. Luke Shaw, bit of a mistake at the back, but good coverage by Heaven, who I think Aiden Heaven's done quite well. Right, we're winning now. Let's not drop the tempo. We started the first half very, very high tempo. We've got ourselves back in front. Let's keep that tempo up and let's make it 3-1. It's not that hard. I feel like, you know, at times it's been like we're playing against 9 men here. Mark, what do you think is more criminal? Ten Hag not playing Ahmad or Amram not playing Mate? Well, it'd be interesting to see what subs he makes VIP, actually. Be very interesting to see what subs he makes. Wolves going with a long throw. Look, I don't mind you doing long throws, Wolves. You're rubbish. It's probably your best chance. Well, it's bouncing around in the box here. I need to be a little bit careful. Luke Shaw heads it away. And again, look, we get the goal and then suddenly Wolves are bloody attacking again. It's crazy. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Can we just get the third goal, please? Oh, good tackle by Mazraoui. They nearly bloody scored again. Fucking hell. Here we go again. What's going on again? It's happening again. Oh, man. Just get the bloody third goal and kill them off. They're like a bloody... It's like running over a squirrel. And it's like this. It keeps trying to breathe. Just finish it off. Please. It's cruel, this. Finish them off. Long throw. Another cross into the box. No one's going to get on the end of that. Goal kick. It's my mate Saf's birthday. Call him a prat, please, says Atib. Joxy says, sorry, you're a prat, mate. What was his name? Safe. You're a prat, according to Atib. What teams are going down? Obviously Wolves and who, says Joxy. Amrim in again. Bruno is like a ghost in defence. People get around him for fun. False 9 is the only role I would play him in. Mainu on, says Micho. Mount way better centre midfielder than Bruno, says David. And this is how Amrim wants his wing-backs to attack, says Emil. What you must not forget is how bad we are. Amrim needs time. Top 4 this year and we will take it. Blazers need to go and back the manager, says Louis. Top 4 this year? Are you pissed? What are you talking about, Louis? Just because we're beating one of the Premier League's worst ever sides, you can't beat Wolves and then talk about top 4. That's not how it works. If we win this game, it's still bloody embarrassing that we've managed to let Wolves score. Delo's a legend, says Cola Cherry. He's helped us score 2 goals in 2 games. At this level, Delo probably is quite good, yeah. But what level is this? Championship. Can't imagine this team without Bruno. He should have had 3 assists if players could finish. He's about to win his 2nd player of the month. Yes, he's poor defensively sometimes, but what he creates is unmatched, says Ebo. So play him as a fucking 10. Don't play him as a midfielder. I mean, you're literally giving us the answer. Mascaro takes good long throw-in. Sign him up, says Chip. Red Smurf says, imagine watching this crap right before having to go and work on a roof. I don't know what that's meant to mean, mate. Who is ultimately responsible for the disorganisation on the defence, says Ninja. I just think it's embarrassing that we play 5 defenders because we're so shit at defending. And even with 5, we still concede goals every bloody week. I mean, we should have more clean sheets than Marks and Spencers. But, you know, even with 5 defenders, we can't do it. Thanks for subscribing, Becky. I can't even celebrate the goals anymore because we're so crap. I'm just waiting for the light switch to go off and on again, says the social media mix. Get Mainu in the midfield and push Bruno to take. Well, look, Wolves have got no João Gomez. They're a shit team. They've just lost their best player to injury. I mean, it would be a good idea to use subs in this game. It really would. Who do you think has been our best player this season, Mark? We're switched off at the back after scoring because we don't have Delit, says the Carrick. Yeah, definitely Delit's been my player of the season. Yeah. Go on, Heaven. Good tackle. I actually think Heaven's played well. At least we got that bloody goal early in the second half because dwelling on 1-1. Fucking hell, here we go. This has got to be a goal. This has got to be a goal. Ahmad. Bruno. Oh, good block. Good block. Can't really say any more with that there. Worked it well. Bruno. Mount. Goal. 3-1. Fucking hell. Thank God I was praying at half time and God's listened. We've got that third goal now. Another assist by Bruno Fernandes in an attacking position, by the way. But you can all get on Instagram now, you fucking dossers. Bloody hell. I mean, how we've made this hard is incredible. But we've got breathing space now. 3-1. I mean, there's no way Mount's offside here. I mean, look at where his run starts from. Miles onside. Lovely ball by Bruno. Good run by Mason Mount. Easy finish. Easy goal. 3-1. Get in. Well, Wolves have scored 7 goals all season. So if they're going to score 3 goals in this game, we may as well fucking quit. So that should be the points now. Let's get Lacey on. Let's get Manu on. Let's just do something positive here. Sammy, welcome to Members Club. Thank you very much. Playing Wolves is like wrestling The Undertaker. You think you've got the best of them, then suddenly they sit up and come back to life. Where's Paul Bearer when you need him? Hope the third is enough, says James. If I was a Wolf, I'd sue for defamation. They're so bad, says the Goldilocks. Why are Wolves so bad this year? Was it really just Cunha and Altnari carrying the team last year, says Jerry? I mean, maybe Matthew will come back and tell us. I think Wolves are bad because they've basically, for years, just sold their best players and not replaced them. And I think last season they were quite close to going down. But like you said, at times, Cunha was a one-man band. So, yeah, they've just not replaced their better players. And they're going to go down this season, aren't they? Red Smurfs gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much. Watch Amrim now. He's about to drop a genius tactical substitution just to protect the score, says Forever. And thank you very much, Kariki. I've done that one as well. Martinez and Dorgu should be playing, not Shaw and Delay. Well, yeah, get Martinez on. You know, make some subs now, please. Wolf in Blue says, can you go crazy if they score again? Amber Trip, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. I'm not fooled by this, by the way. I'm not fooled by this at all. I mean, this is obviously it's a good result and we need the points and we are into 6th place, which is incredible, but I'm not fooled by this. I mean, this is problematic, just how shit we are. And I'm not fooled by the fact that Wolves are bloody dreadful. I mean, what I would say about Wolves is why you didn't play a low block, I'll never know. I mean, it's almost like somebody said in the first half, it's like Soccer Aid. Why are you playing so open? Why did they not play a low block against the team that can't play a low block? It's laughable. Oh, here we go again. We've got A2517 saying Bruno haters. No, mate, you're just a moron. There is no Bruno haters. There's just people saying play him as a number 10. And everything he's done good tonight and against Palace is what a number 10 does. His goal was a number 10. His assist was a number 10. What we're saying is stop asking him to track back and play as a midfielder because it costs us goals. Play him as a number 10. That's what people have been saying for ages. But to be honest with you, he can play as a number 10 in a game like this because Wolves are fucking rubbish. They should be booted out of the Premier League. Great save by Johnson. Another assist for Bruno, that would have been. He should just play as a number 10. Sam says he'd be amazing as a number 10. Well, he should be playing as a number 10. Keegan says, free Manu. Mazraoui's been classed as Nexo. Yeah, I think Heavens played well as well. I think Mazraoui's played well. I thought Mazraoui played very well against West Ham as well. I gave him man of the match, although it got given to Delo. There's probably only been, well, you know, I think we've made ridiculously hard work of this Although we are 3-1 up with 25 minutes to go. So I wouldn't say... There's been aspects of this that should not have been this uncomfortable, but it's been like playing against 9 men. Like, I've never seen a Premier League side get carved up so easily from their own crap positional play. I mean, they are really dreadful. And the funny thing is, they'll probably go to the Emirates on Saturday night and park the bus. Why they didn't play like that against us is baffling. Have you noticed Bruno is actually playing in the number 10 and Mount is in the midfield, says Oblivion? Well, he's not, because I can see Casemiro and Bruno there now. I think there might be a bit of interchanging, yeah. Nate says free menu. Everything going through Super Mace, says Robert McCormack. Mazraoui's been class as well. Thank you, Nexo. I mean, I'd really like to see some substitutes now. We've played 3 games in a week. There's only 20 minutes left, and I still can't see any subs coming on. Rub says, his assists and goals have been good for us, but his lack of tracking back and bad defending have cost us. Here we go. Yoro and Martinez coming on. This guy. Fucking hell. I mean, yeah, look, bring them on, but where's the bloody attacker? Where's Mainu, you know? Where's Lacey? We're 3-1 up. Get some fucking attackers on, mate. There is no Bruno hate, you thickheads. Just play him in his best position, says Ashish. That's all we're saying. He's not good when he plays next to Casemiro. Exactly. Defenders in, predictable, says the K-Stone. Slow Sports News says, what irritates me the most is these lazy flick-on passes that has 50-50 chance of actually getting through. Thank you very much. So that's... I haven't got a problem with Martinez and Yoro coming on, but what I'm saying is, why would you not bring on a Mainu or a Xerxes or a Lacey at this point? Not giving Mainu Xerxes time is criminal, says Matthew. Look, as I said before the game, beating Wolves is just an absolute open goal. It doesn't change how I felt after West Ham and Everton. It doesn't change what I thought about the Palace or Spurs games. This result, to me, I'm sure some people in the fan base, when I talk about it in the match reaction, will go, oh, stop being so negative. But it's not about being negative. This is the worst Premier League side in years. And we've watched the game. They're bloody atrocious. So, I'm sorry, I'm not going to sit there and go, oh, yeah, everything's fine. I still have massive misgivings about this team. And I don't feel any different regardless of beating Wolves. Beat Bournemouth next week, it might get different. Beat Villa, beat Newcastle, of course. I've got respect for those teams. I've got no respect for Wolves. They're bloody awful. Even if you love Casemiro and Bruno, give them a rest, says Shahin. 8 Vision, thanks very much for your super chat. Wolves not parking the bus against us is flat out disrespectful. I don't know why they didn't, Jerry. From minute 1, Wolves have had a go against us. And that, to me, is just stupidity. Because what I will say about United is, look at Anfield. Look at Brighton. Some of our best performances this season have been against teams that have a go against us. If you want to get points against United, you sit back and counter. So Wolves have had a go. Morons. He must have a personal issue with Mainu. No other explanation, says Andre. That's crazy. It's absolutely... It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You know, what if Casemiro did his hamstring in a game like this where he doesn't need to be on the pitch? What if Bruno broke his leg? I think last season broke Amrim something fierce, says Andre. Lovely ball by Mount out to Ahmad. I mean, what we should look to do is top up the goals. Played Martinez. This was the game to give Mainu decent minutes, says Azure. Amarim treating Mainu the same as Malacia, the guy in the bomb squad. The writing's on the wall. 8 Vision says, let the manager manage. Nah, that's not how football works, mate. We're entitled to opinions and we'll keep having them, thanks. Wolves not parking. I've done that one from Jerry. I'm hammering out now. Clueless, says Stephen. Every match it's defenders. I hate this, is Savage. I'm just going to run a poll here because we are winning 3-0. This is an interesting thing to do. Very, very reactionary, but we're 3-0 up against Wolves. We're 6th in the league. Amrim in, Amrim out. Don't get much better than this. 6th in the league, 3-1 up against Wolves, coasting, Amrim in, Amrim out. Let me know what you're thinking. Let the manager manage and judge at the end of the season. It's his first transfer window in full season. Stop with this player FC crap, says Rios. Well, mate, well done for expressing an opinion. I'll give an alternative opinion. How's about football fans who've been at this football club a lot longer than Ruben Amrim have a right to demand better standards than what we're seeing at the moment? And you know what? Man United's bigger than some bloody... I don't mind managers being stubborn if they can back it up, but what's he backing it up with? Oh, I beat Wolves 3-1 with all my favourites. It's almost like he doesn't want to bring them on in case they do well and people go, I told you so. It's exactly what I said at the start of the game. He's just not bringing them on. He's not even using Xerxes. Because I think he thinks if Xerxes scores 2 goals, oh, I've got to pick him now. Waterroot says Amrim's angry on Mainu for the loan request. And Mark says he's scared to death as he doesn't trust us not to concede, so he's bringing defenders on. I mean, I've never even thought about Wolves scoring another one. They are on the attack. But we should break here. Good ball by Martinez. Lovely ball by Casemiro. Bruno's got a lot of space. Little dink. Amrim out. We're being forced to watch players we've been watching for years, not caring about our club. Let us use youth. Let us see progress, says Nath. 2-tier mark. Any opinion matters apart from his. No, Marvel, it's not 2-tier mark. It's my opinion that you don't like, and you're entitled to have your opinion like that. But I would say you're very immature because you're acting like somebody who has a different opinion to you is wrong, and you know it's a bit shallow, isn't it? Like you're having a platform to have your say. I have standards, you don't. That's what I'm saying. Would you sack Ten Hag knowing what we know now, says Johans. Mate, we're beating Wolves 3-1. We're 6th in the league. It's probably not the time to have the conversation about whether we should have sacked Ten Hag or not. You know, ultimately, some people are going to be, you know, very happy with this situation. Some people are going to be not fooled by this situation. I mean, what we're basically seeing here is Man United ripping apart a championship club. Like, and probably not a very good championship club. And, you know, they're all going to be on Instagram tonight. You know, all the toxic positivity is going to be back. But all we're doing is watching United tear apart a very shit championship club. Man United have just won a free kick on the edge of the box here. We should probably score this. I'm neither Amrim in or out. I just want the owners to pull their fingers out of their backsides and do what's best for the club, says K-Ray. And Chris says, while the standards are bad, I'll say Amrim in. We can't sack and bring another guy in the middle, only to blame him. Do it at the end of the year. Look, I do want him to get through the season. I mean, as we know, sacking a manager in season doesn't tend to work out well. And where would you go? But I mean, look at them all crowding round the ball there. I mean, I just don't. Is that our future? This lot, Luke Shaw, Bruno Fernandes, Delo, all having a laugh round a free kick. I'm like, fuck, you know. I've seen this movie so many times and I didn't like it in the first place. It's like being forced to watch The Sound of Music again and again and again. They're all smiling round it like they're fucking, you know, they're it. It's bloody Wolves, lads. Why can't you do this against decent teams? Anyway, let's see if Bruno... he should score this. No, over the bar. Amrim out. This changes nothing, says Shahin. Forget them scoring. How many times they made it to our 6-yard box. Looks how much they play in our final third. Bruno nearly caught Scholes for ball losses already. Got 7 years to do it and has played 15 years less in the Prem, says Josh. Robert McCormack says Grimsby's cost us a... Mainu's coming on. He's going to get 13 minutes here. At last. Casemiro's coming off. Rob McCormack says Grimsby has cost us a domestic treble. PR Whitten says Bruno not playing in the 10 will lead to sacking. The low career at United has literally been the definition of good old reliable. I think Cobby not playing because they have no one else to sell in January, says Mikey. Fergie Way, thanks for your super chat. And Iwal says, Ahmad out, egocentric, no team player. I think Ahmad's played well tonight. Is Amorim doing this for the Amorim in or outers, says Wan. Let's have a look. Corner. Bruno's free kick must have hit the wall. I respect you are Amorim out, but what is the point? Until the ownership changes, we'll continue in this. I am not Amorim out, Louis. I'm not Amorim out. I'm just... I mean, look, you maybe don't watch the show, but I'm not Amorim out. I agree. Sacking another manager seems absolutely pointless, but I'm just so fed up of... I'm fed up of the football. I'm fed up of the vision. At least we've got a result tonight. But then again, I would say... Would you not expect to beat Wolves? Like, it's... you're sort of on a hiding to nothing, aren't you? Because if you don't win this game, it's like the most embarrassing thing in the world. So, look, let's see what happens against Bournemouth and against Villa and against Newcastle. I'm going to Wolves at home. My first game in 27 years since the 3-3 draw v Barca in 99. Now that was a team, says Nick. Oh, we might have a penalty here. It's no more. I mean, I think that is a penalty, but it's very similar to one in the first half. I think he's going to give it. Well, at least we get to boost our goal difference a bit. Thought it was Bruno taking Mainu's position, not Casemiro, according to Amorim, says Shin. Is it Amorim's fault we missed all those chances in the first half? It should be 5-1. Well, it should be 4-1. Mainu scores. Amorim will ask ref to call offside. I thought it was Bruno done that one as well. Mainu for Casemiro, but he's Bruno's replacement. A lot of people saying that. The hate is real for Cobby. It's clear as daylight. Free Cobby, FA Cup winner, says Johnny. I really hope the fan base start voting with our wallets. That's the only language the owners understand, says Johan. What do you think of Mount's performance tonight, says Average Ang? I think it's good that Mason Mount's played 90 minutes. Yeah, I do. I thought we got rid of Anthony in the summer. Ahmad seems to be following in the same footsteps. I think Ahmad's played well. I disagree. Look, player rating is going to be very interesting. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Because Bruno Fernandes is probably going to have to be man of the match. He's got an assist and 2 goals if he scores this penalty. So, he's probably going to be man of the match tonight. And deservedly so. So I'm going to be very interested to see what your player ratings are. Remember to scan the QR code or go through the link in the description. Get yourself registered and then you're ready for the season. So we probably should have had a penalty in the first half. This to make it 4-1. Good penalty. 4-1. Goal difference boosted to +3. They're all on Instagram tonight. Get yourself on Instagram, lads. Cooking. Yeah. Oh, class of 92 can have that. Have that, class of 92. Look at that, lads. We're brilliant. We're winning 4-1 against Wolves. We're back. Have you ever seen a Premier League side so bad? I'm not talking about United, by the way. Some people I'm talking about Wolves. Master has given Cobby a sock. He is free, says KY. Why was the handball a yellow card, says Angry Brit. And Who to Blame says, if he gets sacked, the owners have really messed up. Man Utd to take the penalties. That would have been nice. Says that would have been nice. Rub says, I think I can relate way more to the Amrim outside than the Amrim in, but that doesn't mean I think sacking him will work out for the board, says Rub. Manu scores, Amrim will ask referee to call offside, says Autistically Stu. And I've done that from Kyle as well. Yeah, make sure you register for player ratings. I'm going to be very interested to discuss those in the match reaction. I mean, we probably won't sign players in January now. Apparently, Jason Wilcox is doing a tour of the press room right now saying, trust the process. This is why we don't need to buy players in January. We could still get another couple of goals here, you know. I mean, we are abysmal when it comes to goal difference. So we really should, Xerxes and Dorgu now, we really should try and get another couple of goals in the last 10 minutes and really kick on. Goal difference at the moment is... why is that not working? So we're +4 at the moment, which means we've got Chelsea in 5th on +10. Crystal Palace are on +8. Villa on +7. We're on +4. Brighton are on +4. So another couple of goals here would be very, very welcome. Very, very welcome. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, get involved with the United Stand. We're live every morning at 10 o'clock, every evening at 8 o'clock. Xerxes on for Mount and Dorgu on for Delo. Still time. No Lacey is. I mean, why not? Why not bring Lacey on? Well, he can't bring him on now. Just realised that would have been nice. That would have been nice. Carrick and Fletcher, please, says the Fergie way. Should have got Obi on. What thoughts, Mark? He's not on the bench. To be positive, it's good for players to feel a win, says ND. And would you wish to be in Wolves' position if it meant changing ownership, says Shad. Would I get relegated to get rid of the Glazers in Ineos? Yes. 1 year in the Championship to get rid of this ownership that I think we're never going to get rid of. Yes. Well done, Martinez. Mbirmo, Ahmad and Mazraoui can all play against Bournemouth, yes. Game's gone. Give Manu a chance as Cottles. Well, he is on now. Bruno should have given the penalty to Cunha, says James. KY says, Master has given Cobby a sock. He is free. If you know, you know. Bruno's never going to give a penalty up to somebody else, is he? I mean, it's he needs those... Go on, Mbirmo. Look, it's a minor thing, but I think he should have brought Lacey on. You're 4-1 up against the worst team in the league. I don't think there's going to be many times that we're 4-1 up and coasting. Sesko is apparently back in training, Liam, on the grass. So I would say Bournemouth potentially bench, which is what we were talking about anyway. Why sign a centre midfielder in January? He won't drop Harry and Lloyd, says Matt Casey. Dumb and Dumber, if you know and know. If you know, you know. Played Yoro. Go on, Ahmad. Pass one. Manu, good ball out to Dorgu. Edge of the box. Oh. Did anyone just see the tussle Martinez and Ahmad had during the celebration? Says Will. I didn't see anything, no. Well done, Man Utd. Cunha. Xerxes, good feet. Yeah, Man Utd has touched the ball, Daniel. He's had it quite a few times in the last 2 minutes. This is what I like about Man Utd. He's just very composed. You know, like this, you know, fast Casemiro, Bruno move the ball. He's more composed. I want United to play like that. I want us to be a little bit better in possession, a little, you know, less frantic. 8 managers and 80 million in severance pay since Sir Alex. Yeah, let's get rid of another manager. That'll fix the problem. But mate, that's not a reason. That's the reason I use, but it's not a reason. Like, you can't just say, let's not sack a manager because we've sacked so many managers. Maybe we shouldn't have sacked some of the managers we've sacked, but what if this manager should be sacked? You can't just not sack him because, you know, we've sacked so many. What if he's not the guy? You know, I mean, is the football good? No. Is the vision good? No. You know, he's picking players from other managers who haven't got a long-term future. The football isn't very good to watch. I mean, it has been, look, it's been an entertaining game tonight, but that's because Wolves are woeful. Against teams like West Ham, Palace, Spurs, Everton, Forest, it's been shit. So if he can't play good football and he can't show us a vision, why should he be given a vision, is what the antidote to what you're saying is, basically. And, you know, you can't be convinced by a 4-1 win against Wolves, because Wolves are, without doubt, one of the worst teams I've ever seen. Like, it's comical that it was 1-1 at half-time. It really should have been 3-0 to us. And we probably should have won the game. I mean, I'm not joking. You know, like Ipswich, Man United 9-0 and Spurs, Southampton 9-0. I genuinely feel that the way Wolves approached this game tonight and how open they were, we could have done something really, I'm not saying 9-0, but we could have done 5 or 6. Finn says, I'm hammering him out now because he hasn't used Lacey. I love the streams, Mark. Wolves taking a bigger beating than Prince Andrew's reputation, says A. Wright. Amrim angers me by his poor management of young talent, something that used to be the pride and joy of United. Ahmad nearly getting in there. And jokes aside, it's time for some champers, says Adarsh. Man Utd Martinez midfield partnership is better than Bruno and Casemiro, says Matthew. Thank you very much. 9 minutes added on. We could get another 4 here. Remember, it took 2 years for Ruben to get Sporting where they are now, says Lodge. Oh, yeah, because that's exactly the same. You know, taking Sporting to the top of the Portuguese league where there's only 4 decent teams in it. Yeah, it's exactly the same as rebuilding the biggest sporting institution in football in a competitive league where everybody's got more money than us. 9 minutes is not a joke. We could score another 4 goals here. Wolves won't come back in 9 minutes, no. Whoever said that, it just whizzed through the live chat. I predicted Man United to win 3-0 tonight. Yeah, I can tell you now, we do have I'm not allowed to publicly do it now before games because apparently I jinx it, but in our United Stand sweepstake, where we predict the score every week, I predicted Man United would win 3-0. So I did get it right in a way. 3-goal difference, but 4-1's not 3-0, I appreciate. Do 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 do. I meant to answer it about 5 minutes ago. I think it was Stewie in the chat or someone beginning with an S. They said, do you think there's any chance Wolves stay up? I don't think there was any chance of Wolves staying up before tonight, but now I've actually watched them. Not in a million years. I mean, I've watched the Premier League since its inception. I watched the very first game. It was well, I didn't watch the first game because it was the 3 o'clock game. Brian Dean scored the first goal. I think the first televised game was a Sunday afternoon game, and I think it was Liverpool Forest 1-0, Teddy Sheringham. So I've watched the Premier League from the very start. You know, I've seen the Letitia goals, Yeboahs, Janolas, King Clancy's. I've seen it all, and I'm not messing around. This Wolves side is right, definitely in the top 5 worst Premier League sides I've ever seen. They are incredibly bad, and the worst thing about them is that if you were that bad, you'd just play a compact 4-5-1 and counter, and they don't even do that. They actually leave wide open spaces and try to play through you when they can't pass a parcel. So they're atrocious, absolutely atrocious. If they played like this against Arsenal on Saturday, which they won't do, they'd be stupid to do that. But if they did play like this against Arsenal, I think they'd get beat by loads. Like loads. Xerxes on the right-hand side. Be nice to get another one. No. Then Burmo's got to be a bit careful there. He's on a yellow. Won't get a second yellow in stoppage time, though. Chizzy says, looking forward to the 10th of November. Mason Mount's been given man of the match. Robert McCormack will be getting the tissues out. He'll be over the moon. I mean, why would Bruno not get man of the match? He's got 2 goals and an assist. Mate, don't forget to do your player ratings, though. It'd be interesting to see who you vote man of the match. Still got another bloody 4 minutes of this. Oh, God, that wasn't a bad shot. I'm hammering out for a reset of everything so Man United can be in the Champions League and win some cups, says Bailey. Good to get 3 points, but we need consistency, says Eddie Mack. Chizzy's looking forward to the 30th of December. Robbo96 says, as bad as Man United are, Rob Edwards deserves all he gets for jumping ship from Forest Green and Middlesbrough. He'd be perfect for Monday Night Football, to be fair, says Robbo. Zhao says, do you see where Sporting stands in the Champions League at the moment? I haven't looked, Zhao. Jackson's gifted 5 memberships. You're a legend, mate. Thank you very much. I enjoyed Mount tonight. He looked very good, says Big House. How many decent teams have you in the UK, says Pedro. And if United were losing an Amrim sack, who comes in, says Josh. He wouldn't have got the sack if we'd lost this game. He wouldn't. Mr. Toby says, who would you replace Amrim with? Good question. He'll have a lot more choice in the summer. Be nice if Ahmad could go outside a defender, says Mr. United Merce. 6th place is progress, back the manager, says Carrie. That's your point, mate. That's your... I think it's very annoying to people when they're told what to do. I don't tell people what to do. I tell you what I think, but I don't tell you what to do. I think it's just very annoying when people say 6th place is progress, back the manager, because people can choose to do what they want to do. I didn't see people saying that when we bottled it against West Ham on Thursday. I didn't see people saying that when we lost to Everton at home. But we beat one of the worst sides in Premier League history, and suddenly we need to back the manager now. I think it's just people need to stop flip-flopping. Like, make your choice and set your standards. I would say after Thursday night, I'd had a fucking enough of Amrim, and he needs to get us playing better football with a better vision over the next few games. Well done, you beat Wolves, but Bournemouth, Villa, Newcastle, I want to see real improvement. And if we see real improvement, then, you know, let's back him and give him some support. But I'm not going to change my mind. And remember, I wasn't Amrim out. I'm not saying Amrim out. What I'm saying is I'm fucking fed up of him and the way that he talks shit, plays shit, and isn't showing us any progression. So, yeah, we've won tonight, but it's Wolves. I want to see us win against Bournemouth. I want to see us go to Villa and play well, and I want to see us beat Newcastle. I'm not saying we have to beat Villa. I'd even say we might lose to Villa, but at least let's play well. But I want to see us beating Bournemouth next week, and I want to see us beating Newcastle. And if he does that, then, you know, let's see where it goes. I don't think he'll get the sack until the summer anyway. So he's got that safety barrier. Let's see some better football, you know? And some people might disagree with me on that one. Fine. But as I said, I'm not being guilt-tripped into anything other than what I think. And I'm not convinced by what I've seen tonight because we've beaten a shit Wolves side. And at half-time, nobody was convinced. So let's not forget what was happening at half-time. I still don't get what his vision is. I still don't understand why we're conceding goals with 5 defenders. And I want to see performance or a sign of performance. And I want to see... I mean, look, we're still going to have the same problem with the midfield. Still going to have... What do you think is going to happen when we play against Newcastle's midfield or Villa's midfield with our midfield? And we won't have Mbeumo, and we won't have Mazraoui, and we won't have Ahmad. So take the result, put a smile on your face, be positive. But, I mean, I don't think it changes a lot. To be fair, Mark, I think that the manager wasn't instructive and more just trying to be positive and cheerful. We only get so many words, remember, says Adam. You don't know what you want, or is it just views, says Karen. I think I've just explained it, Carrion. The right side of the pitch will be tight soon, says Big House. And breathes Amrim out, speaks Amrim out, but he isn't. No, you're thick, mate. I'm sorry, you are thick. You don't listen. And I think people who do listen don't need me to keep explaining it. I don't want to sack another manager, and I don't think we need to at the moment. But I want to see performance, and I want to see a vision, and we're not seeing that at the moment. So, you know, he can be in peril, can't he? He can be scrutinised. What we're living in is a TikTok generation where you're either massively happy or, well, basically where you're in or you're out. And that's not how life works. Most of us grew up in a society and a time where that wasn't the case. That wasn't the demand. So, you know, if you are so literal and you deal in absolutes where you've got to be Amrim in or Amrim out, I get it. But some of us don't live like that. Some of us weren't brought up like that. Some of us have nuance. And I hate the football. I hate the vision. But that doesn't mean there isn't hope. I saw what he did at Sporting, and it wasn't this. He definitely needs midfielders. But what I'm saying is, they're all going to be on Instagram tonight going, oh, good one, bro, cooking, bro. I mean, do you agree? Do you agree with that? Do you think we're back now? Do you think we're cooking now? Or do you think that was one of the worst Premier League sides you've ever seen in your life, and Man United have done what anybody else would do? Do that against Bournemouth next Monday. We're talking. That's all I'm saying. Player ratings. Very interested to see how you're going to rank these players tonight. I certainly don't think there was many bad performances. Were there any bad performances? Who was your man of the match? Get involved in that. I'll see you over there in a minute. Thanks for watching. Take care.